Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A very good Friday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Thank you to everyone for tuning in across the Edmonton Sports Talk audio platforms, edmontonsportstalk.com, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Apple Music. Thank you to those watching on YouTube as well as those listening to this on podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola with you on the show today, joining us on Fridays as he usually does. It is Milne, Glue Guy, who I will be with later today as well for the Green
You're
Gold
stuck
Kickoff.
with
You guys have a long shift today.
It's not stuck.
Oh.
I get to enjoy your presence.
Oh, well, thank you.
I didn't get to do it 2 weeks ago.
I know.
Here in the office. So it's my first one in the office. I wasn't here 2 weeks ago in this office for that first Green and Gold Kickoff show here. Who was? Taylor Inglis, who joins us now on the Hangout today.
Round of clicks for TI.
Thanks for having me back, fellas.
How was it working with this guy for a pre and post game show?
That was awesome. I honestly had so much fun, and just to be able to come in here and hang out with Jay, we don't get to do that very often anymore. Obviously, life gets busy with family and kids and all that, but it was a lot of fun for me. And I also don't get an opportunity to sit and watch football games very often from beginning to end because I've got 3 young daughters. Summer's a very busy time for us as a family, so that was really enjoyable. And to be able to sit with an analytical eye, watch the game with a good buddy in a place like this, and then talk about it for an hour after. That was a lot of fun, so I appreciate the invite.
It's a bit of a dream, isn't it?
It is absolutely.
And it's funny because we're obviously, as Taylor said, both girl dads, both young families, and 3 daughters.
Yep.
Just to sit and watch the game.
Peace and quiet?
Just
Well, it wasn't all that peace and quiet because Jay's family came by the studio.
Okay.
That was a nice treat because they brought Chinese food, and the best ginger beef I've had for a while, so I wasn't complaining.
You missed out on Chinese food
I
day.
did miss out on Chinese food.
I have to ask Taylor this. Did you get angry watching the game at all? Could you separate yourself?
I can.
Yeah.
I like it's been long enough for me now. I retired in 2012 after my 2011 season, so I've been out of the game for a long time. And that I've shared this with people before. That competitive fire in me doesn't burn it like it used to anymore. Like my mentality has sort of shifted away from that. So I'm able to sit back objectively now a little bit, or at least I've tried. And it's been obviously a couple of tough seasons. That also helps to try, disassociate yourself with the emotion and all the other things that took place right around the club and the name change and stuff. And I always joke that I identify as an Eskimo. But that's actually how I feel. Like to me, it's always going to be the Eskimos. That's what my ring says. That's what my jerseys say. So some of those things make it easier to separate yourself and the emotion from it because you don't necessarily have the same emotional ties that you did. But time, obviously passes and things change.
Well, for those that may not know, your full, I guess, Eskimo story is you joined the club in 2005.
Yeah.
Great season.
What a year to join.
Incredible. It's one of the best teams I think I've ever seen in my life.
And you played with the Eskimos till 2011, then you finished your career with Winnipeg for 1 year, right?
No, it was interesting. I played 05, 6, 7, 8, 9 in Edmonton, and then in training camp in 2010, I got released. I got picked up in Winnipeg 2 days later. Played the season with the bomb squad, which was fantastic. Love Winnipeg, great city, great people. Kavis Reed was the defensive coordinator there when I showed up. And he subsequently got the head coaching job in Edmonton the next season. And there's a bit of a backstory as to why I got released. But we'll say that it wasn't all on the up and up. And, Kavis knew that. He knew I was an Edmonton guy. Knew I was an Eskimo through and through. And so when he got the head coaching job, he called me up, and I had signed a 2-year contract or a 3-year deal too, and an option with the Bombers. So I was locked in for a couple more seasons. But he called me up. He's like, "Hey, one of the things I want to do as a coach is get you back onto this team. Like you're what the Eskimos are. You represent this city well. You carry yourself well. You bleed green and gold. We want you back on this team." So I was in an interesting position in my life because I was in the latter half of my career, and I was positioning myself for career post football, and I was working in commercial real estate here in town as a broker on the retail side, and I had been recruited by the Edmonton Airport Authority to to come and join their real estate division and sort of kickstart the land development out there. So it coincided with my Winnipeg season. So I got a call from who became my boss, who's now the CEO of the airport in Edmonton here, Myron, and called me up and said, hey, I've got this division I want to start and I want to bring you back here. I said, okay, let me see what I can do. Because ultimately for me, I know as a long snapper, I've climbed the mountain in the CFL. I went up to try the NFL mountain, didn't make it. You know, didn't land anywhere, didn't sign any deal. So my career as far as football and long snapping was in the CFL. But I also knew that was finite, and I wasn't going to get myself personally where I wanted to be. So I was working on this career off the field, and then this opportunity came, and I said, okay, great. I went to the Bombers. I said, listen, I'm going to take this job back in Edmonton. So I flew out in the off season, met with Joe Mack and Paul Lapalisse, who was the head coach at the time, and I said, guys, you're gonna have to trade me, or I'm gonna retire. Like, I'm gonna quit because I'm gonna take this job in Edmonton. This is the next phase of my life.
Right.
And so Kavis, as the new head coach of the Eskimos, was able to work with Lapo and the Bomber organization, and actually ended up trading me back to Edmonton. So I got traded for I think it was a 5th and a 6th round pick, like 2 draft picks in the CFL draft, which, as
pretty big, actually.
It is important.
I mean, I don't know how many 5th and 6th round CFL picks do you see playing on the field? Not many. And the CFL draft is, it's only got so much value. But that to me meant a lot that Kavis would go out and do that for me and bring me back to my home and allow me to retire as an Eskimo. And that was ultimately what we talked about. I said, Kavis, I can give you 1 year. I've gone back to the airport authority. They're going to give me 1 season where I can play and work at the same time. And after that, I have to commit full time to the organization. So Kavis made the trade. The Bombers allowed it. So I came back for the 2011 season as sort of my last dance with the Eskimos, knowing that I was going to retire at the end of that season. And it was quite an experience.
That was Ricky's last year with the team. That's when it started to crumble. Matty talks about this a lot. Outside of the Mike Riley years, and then maybe a little bit of Trevor Harris, like, you were basically part of the last
great quarterbacks.
Well, great quarterbacks and the golden age of Eskimo football.
100%. You guys were talking about early before the show started. 2005 team was stacked.
Yep.
And I was, and Jay knows this. I was a kid. I was 21. I was the youngest player in the league. Frankly, I had no business being in the CFL. And I walked onto this stacked roster. And I think I told you the story when AJ Gass and Ed Hervey and Singler Mobley pulled me over after a team event, and they had sort of set the final roster for the season before it started. And they said, listen, like, this is how we do things. You're on this team. There's a bunch of vets here, and we're champions, and we're going to go out and lead, and you need to follow. Like, you need to
toe the line.
Toe the line, kid. Like, you're from Edmonton, and you're a really good long snapper. That's cool. We do things different here.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was awesome.
JMO's told those stories before of just the leadership core of those years of just how they dictated things.
They ran the show. It was unquestionable, and nobody questioned it because that's what everybody wanted.
It was the right way.
It was the way we did things, and you got on board, and we won championships, or a championship. So,
that group, like, overall though, won a couple of championships.
They did, yeah. In 03, 05, yeah.
And then 3 of 4 Grey Cup appearances.
Yeah.
They were just incredible.
I looked at
then that O-line started retiring.
Well, yeah, and that's Chris Morris, Bruce Beaton, and Dan Comiskey. I don't know if those names mean anything to you guys, but those
Kevin Lefsrud.
Lefsrud was our center. Kevin was great, and he was an athlete. And you talk about smart football players. Kevin was a smart football player. He plays center. He called the line, but he also had Bruce and Chris holding it down on left and right tackle. And those guys were stalwarts. Like, they
was
were
all
unbelievable,
Canadians.
all of them. And then Sandy Annunziata was our 6th lineman. I don't know if you guys remember that name.
Yeah, he used to do some CFL work for Sportsnet. I used to book him as a guest.
He's great. Yeah. Like, him and I hung out all the time. Oh yeah, because he was the 6th lineman, and I was the long snapper. But they had me penned as an O-lineman because I had played O-line the year before when I was playing for the Cats.
Right.
And so they had me like, "Hi, we'll put you on the O-line. You need to learn how to block because we know you're a snapper and all that, but we need you to block." So they put me on the O-line. So I got to hang out with Sandy and stuff all the time, particularly on the road, because he's the 6th guy, and him and I are just hanging out on the sidelines. I mean, I'm only going out there for punts and field goals.
Right.
So yeah, I got to spend a lot of time with Sandy. He was a really good guy.
I could say so much about that 05 team. I loved it. The defense gave up 100-yard rushing game to like an individual. was Troy Davis. They ended up
And
trading
then
for Troy Davis.
we got him on the roster and he helped us win a Grey Cup.
This guy ran. No, we're taking him. We're trading for him.
It was great.
Was it Joe Montfort? Rashid Genty were on the line.
Rashid and Joe. Yeah. We had
Kelly Wiltshire was safety, which forced Davis Sanchez to be a backup.
He was on the corner. No, Davis was starting on the corner.
Was he on the corner? Okay.
Yeah, Wiltshire in the backfield. We had
Sanchez didn't. Well, he got traded the next year, I believe.
Was it the next season, 06 or 7?
Was it 7? I can't remember.
Was Malcolm Frank on that team?
Malcolm was.
Yeah.
Shannon Garrett.
Shannon Garrett.
Donnie Brady was an animal. Donnie Brady was one of the most intimidating players I have ever met in my whole life. That guy. And off the field, like when you got him, alone, he was cool as hell.
Didn't he get stabbed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember J-Mo telling that story.
So did Sean Fleming, and that happened at the Globe one night. And this is before me playing. I was bouncing at the Globe.
Jeez. I remember the Globe.
Yeah.
The Globe used to be the downtown Club Malibu,
The old
right?
morgue, yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's like a big high rise.
Yeah, correct.
Right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know,
remember
that's
the Globe.
And it
Way
was
back
rock
in the
stars
day.
after that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Donnie Brady used to come into Club Malibu when I bartended, and not downtown. He would be off White.
Yeah, the Malibu.
And you want to talk about intimidating?
Yeah, Donnie was
Having
a scary
him,
dude.
Like he was stone cold.
Yeah,
and like
always.
I never even asked him to pay. I'm just like, here you go. It's like terrified.
His like the intensity of his glare would make people like
you
wilt.
could reasonably think or assume that this person may have just gotten out of jail.
Yeah, like he's going
And served hard
he's
time.
going to hurt me.
He's going to hurt.
He was the perfect defensive player.
26. Donnie Brady.
Donnie was awesome. Yeah, I really liked him.
I looked at the team photo prepping for our kickoff show, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Tucker, Hervey,
look at this
Mookie
team.
as the
Mookie,
receivers.
yeah.
Mookie, yeah.
Mook was awesome. I mean, he's still in town here. I see him all
Yes.
the time. He's great.
Wasn't
Yeah, he's big with the alumni.
Yeah.
Trevor Gaylor one of
Yeah,
them?
Trevor Gaylor was TG.
And he came
Tony
from the
Tompkins.
NFL. Tony Tompkins. Oh, man.
Yeah, Trevor and Tony and I were
incredible
actually buddies because we all came in as rookies together. And Tony and I were the young ones, the young blood. So he was the returner and I was the long
Who was the
snapper. So
running back?
Troy Davis.
They ended up
Davis,
trading
yeah.
for Troy Davis. Who would have been before?
Because they had Avery and 02.
Yeah, we didn't have
Yeah,
Avery.
Avery then went to the NFL, and then he came back to Toronto. Won the Grey
Toronto.
Cup in 04.
Pringle won it with them in
Yeah.
03.
03 and then
Pringle was a-
retired.
Yeah.
I think. No, he came back for another year.
Can we pull this up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maddie's very fast with that.
I should actually know this. I'm kind of embarrassed.
Well, there's so many names to remember.
Yeah, there's so many names.
Because it was just such an incredible team.
And that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago for me. There's a lot of things have happened in my world since that season.
After you guys won that Grey Cup, I had turned 20 and I'm like, my first adult thing to do is buy season seats.
Yeah.
I still have them.
Do you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bit of a dry spell after that season.
You know what? I'm a good Edmonton kid.
Yeah, attaboy.
I respect and love our teams.
Yeah, you
And
and
I
me
will,
both.
I'll
Dahan
stand by it.
Diedrich
Darren Diedrich. Yeah,
from Nebraska.
So he's Canadian,
He's
though.
Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
from
from
Nebraska.
Montreal, and then he went out and played with the Owls after.
Yes.
And he,
Oh.
we used to call him Booby. Diedrich was an animal. Like he was a physical specimen. He was one of the most athletic people I've ever
Oh,
met.
this has got a few names on it.
Wasn't
This
he
roster.
hyped up to be like the next big thing?
The
and
next
it
big
kind of
Canadian.
didn't happen, but he still played for a
Darren
while.
Diedrich and Jerome Messam are very similar athletes.
Yes.
Canadian tailbacks
Messam.
that can tote the ball.
Yeah.
Jerome, I think, probably had a better offensive career than Darren did.
Yeah.
Darren athletically though was something special.
Remember Darren Diedrich?
So the other running backs that year included Mike Bradley. He
Yeah.
carried the ball a little bit.
Yeah,
Elvis
Mike-
Joseph.
Ellis Joseph, I don't remember.
Ron McClendon.
Goldie.
Yeah, Goldie.
that's
Goldie was the other one. How do we
Yeah.
forget
Hey,
Goldie in that?
Goldie, well, yeah, Goldie was pretty awesome too. He was around for a number of seasons with me.
Matthew Bertrand was on the team.
Yeah, well,
and Mike Maurer.
Matty B, Mike Maurer, and Mike Bradley were all Canadian teamers,
Yeah.
right? Mike Bradley was a tailback. He didn't tote the ball much, but he ran every team on the field. Mike Maurer was a fullback, and Matty Bertrand was a fullback. Matty started, and Mike backed him up. Mike ran every team as well, and Mike was actually my backup. Maurer, was my backup snapper.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a lot of ties, but those were all Canadian boys, and we ran the teams
And Bertrand was here forever.
forever. And Matty Bertrand was an ultimate warrior. That guy I have so much respect for. He was one of the hardest working, toughest SOBs on the squad. Didn't say boo if wouldn't say anything if his mouth was full of it. And he was playing hurt all the time, but he played and he battled every single day, every single snap. And
wasn't he a quarterback in Laval?
he was quarterback of Laval.
And then,
And he's bigger than I am. Like he's an inch on me and probably the same weight. And he was a beast. That guy worked friggin' hard. And he was the special teams captain and the leader. And everybody just followed that guy. He was
Shantz was on that team too.
Mark Shantz.
Chauncey
and I played the U of A with Jay, and he won a Grey Cup with us in 05. He was a practice.
That must suck having to be next because your number was 52.
Yeah.
Joe Montford's number was 53.
Yeah.
So poor Taylor Inglis has to stand beside Joe Montford in the team photo, and Montford's just flexing.
Oh, Joe Montford is just monster arms.
oh yeah,
on the end.
Oh yeah,
That's
Joe.
Joe.
He raises the shoulder.
Yeah. Oh, he does. Oh yeah, he always had it.
You could see
and
him.
honestly, Montford was a great personality. Him and I got along really well, and because of again being the young pup, the young guy, they took me under their wing. Fleiser, I don't know if you remember the name Tim Fleiser. He was on that defensive line too. So my birthday is November 4th, and it was the first week of practice before the first playoff game. And Fleiser and Montford and Randy Spencer, an old D lineman,
Randy Spencer,
decided that they were going to tape me to the goalpost.
Oh no!
For my 22nd birthday, they taped me to the goalpost outside of November, and pouring water all over me. I got pictures. Actually, it was in the paper. The media snapped a picture of me taped to the goalpost with Fleiser and Montford beside me.
That's funny.
Yeah. It was good times.
Couldn't do that nowadays.
No, you can't.
That wouldn't be a picture in the paper for a good reason.
No, it wouldn't.
Okay, I have a question. Were you on the team? Maddie and I were talking about this story the other day. Where who was it that got in the fight in practice and the shovel came
Aaron
up?
Fiacconi and
Okay,
Were you there for that?
I was there, but I was not at that part of the field, so I don't actually recall it. But I talked to Fee yesterday.
Yes, Reed did too.
Yeah, so when Reed reached out, he's like, "Hey, were you on this team?" I was like, "I was." I don't have a great memory or recollection of it. I didn't see it take place.
The shovel incident.
The shovel incident. So I went and looked it up, and it was Xavier Jackson on the D line, who was a rookie, and Fiacconi, who we had traded from Winnipeg, and Fee, God bless him, I love this guy. That's a mean streak.
Yeah.
He was big man, played angry, and he brought it every single day in practice. So this rookie D lineman came up, and they got into it. Fee thumped him. Helmets came off, and they threw haymakers. Fee took him out. Guy stormed off the field, was throwing his equipment around, and there was a shovel on the sidelines. There was work being done or whatever. Grabs a shovel and starts storming over to Fee, and Machocha stops him. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you thinking right now? The consequences of your actions are pretty significant. You better rethink that. So he dropped the shovel and went back into the clubhouse for the rest of the day, and came back with a couple of shiners the next day.
Oh,
some
man.
sunglasses.
Made CNN.
Oh yeah,
As Maddie pointed out.
Oh yeah,
the
there's
other
a
day.
couple of articles written on that one across the continent.
Wow, that's pretty outrageous.
Yes.
To leave the football field, throw your jersey and equipment,
bring
shoulder
back a
pad,
shovel.
grab a shovel.
What are you doing? What are you doing with this shovel?
What are you gonna
let's
do
just
with
think,
that?
what are you going to do when you bring that shovel onto the field? You're not digging a hole.
Well,
You're not,
and the other side of that is there is absolutely no way that you're going to make it.
No.
You are going to get beat way worse. Than you
They're
just
gonna,
did.
The shovel's going to be used on you.
100%. 100%. Like that would
I
have
never
ended.
thought of it that way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, once the boys would see that,
They'd come at him
Hey,
and-
you think the O-line
Yeah.
would let anything like that go down?
No.
Not a chance.
O-line they're nasty people.
Small
and they're
individuals mostly.
family.
Yeah, just tiny.
small little
Yeah.
dudes.
Yeah, and they don't stick out for each other at all.
No. Good luck.
So that was interesting. We had some interesting seasons, and not particularly positive or good seasons. We had some tough years after 05.
Yeah, I remember.
But we 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 were pretty tough. And then in 11, when I came back, I think we were 11-7, and we lost in the West Final to BC. And I remember that game because that was my last game, and I knew it.
Yeah.
And I remember walking off the field. I actually sat on the bench in BC Place and let the stadium empty out and the fans go and the team and media all leave. And I just kind of sat there and was like, it's pretty special to be able to do this. And then knowing that this was the last time I was ever going to do it.
Well, I'm doing it where you got the ring.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. That was pretty cool too. Like you kind of go back to where it all started.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's right. And that was Ricky's last game as a Eskimo.
And then he went to Toronto after that and won a Grey Cup.
I
never understood why they traded Rick. That he was so good.
Because Eric Tillman wanted to show everyone he was smarter than everyone else.
Yeah,
And I'll
but
prove
how'd
it to
that
you.
Tillman experiment work out?
awful.
Didn't go well.
Awful.
Nobody could have predicted
that.
that.
Man was, oh boy, he was hard to sit in the same room as that fella. He was an awkward, creepy dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Noted. Yeah, that's on file now.
Well, he was working at 1260. It was one like you always are trying to reach out to the GM and talk to them, and he would tell our night boys that are on 9 to midnight, yeah, just call anytime I'm in the office. And like, why are you in the office from 9 to midnight? Like, most GMs aren't like that.
Yeah.
Like they're not, but he's just in that office and he's like, yeah, just call me whenever you want. I was like, okay, well, and from a radio perspective, I was like, okay, cool, we can get the GM on whenever we want, but that's also not right.
No.
It's weird.
Yeah. And from 9 to midnight, come on. Like,
yeah.
Anyways, let's just leave that.
Yeah.
No, there's only since 05, there's only been 3 home playoff dates. 11 was one of them. 14, 15, and that's it.
Yep.
In 20 years.
Damn.
See, Matty crunched the numbers, and it's really been like 2 decades of bad football.
When you want to look at this organization and what it's like, it's not just the last couple of years.
No, I know. I mean,
Right?
I
Like,
have a
it's-
very vivid memory of the decline from 05 to 06.
See, and the one thing though is like at least in those late 2000s, 10s years, at least there still was playoffs, and that's the thing that's not happening right now.
Yeah.
Because the Elks are on pace right now to set a franchise record for most consecutive years out of the playoffs. It's in the early years there was 4 straight years missed. Beyond that, there's not been more than 2. Like this is a terrible time. But when you space it out over 20 years. The franchise that basically always was, it wasn't playoffs, it was did you win the Grey Cup or not?
Yeah.
3 home playoff dates.
So the 06 season, we broke the record, or we ended the streak of the longest North American pro sports team to make the playoffs. And it was 34 consecutive years. And so in 2006, when we missed the playoffs, that streak ended. I was not impressed to be a part of that team, especially after having won the Grey Cup the previous year.
Yeah.
You know, like how does that happen, right? You know, it's that was the beginning of a pretty steep decline in Eskimo football.
Very much
That
so.
was Renegades, and this is just small things for me as just an outsider fan, young fan at that time. The Red Blacks or Renegades had their dispersal draft, and I forgot who the Elks took first round, but they ended up cutting them in training camp. Of an entire roster of players, the one player, the 9th best player on that team that you selected, because they were picking, or 8th, you ended up not even keeping him because you didn't think he was good enough. So it was like, to me, a waste of a dispersal draft pick. Forgot who it was.
Was the Ricky Ray trade like one of the worst in?
Well, Stephen
double
Giles, a first-round pick that ended up being like Warren Keane, I think.
Austin Patzer.
Keener was a kicker. He lived
Yeah.
with me. He was a Canadian kicker. Him and I, he lived in my house for a couple
And he
of seasons.
played for a bit.
He
but
played for a number of years. Yeah,
It was Austin Patzer that they
wasn't one-
selected. No, they drafted Austin Patzer, and he played Jacksonville O-line. I think it was Jacksonville, and he never
How'd
came
they
to the
get
Super
Keane?
Bowl.
I thought Keane was
Keane was a different trade. They got Grant Shaw in that deal.
Grant Shaw. Sorry, my bad.
Grant. Yeah, he's a good
It was
guy.
Grant,
Grant's still
Stephen
around
Giles,
town.
and a first rounder, which turned into Austin Patzer.
So I had the kicker part right.
Keane was a different deal. I forgot which deal that was.
BC?
No, I don't think he came.
He was
to
a
be-
draft pick overall. He
didn't
was
came-
second
Yeah,
overall.
he was a draft pick. He didn't come via
He was-
trade.
yeah, he was an early draft
They
pick. He was like-
drafted him to take Sean Fleming's job.
Yes.
I would believe it was, or maybe it was a season or two after, because we had Sean, and then I had Prefontaine. I had Noel Prefontaine
I remember Noel.
for a couple seasons. He was awesome. Damon Duval was one of
yeah.
for a season.
Wasn't there a Schiavone in there for
Yeah,
a bit?
yeah. Shivoni,
What about him?
Derek?
yes, he was
Yeah.
with us for a number of years on the PR. He was the backup kicker for
Yeah.
years, and he got pretty good. I think he's teaching out in Ontario these days. He was a good guy.
There's a lot of
Second
turnover.
overall, 2007.
That's
they took
what it
him.
was. My
And it was
bad.
a surprise just because you're taking a kicker second overall.
That's right.
I could go to a lot of mismanagement of roster deals on the Ricky Ray trade.
Yeah,
There was Joe McGrath left to Saskatchewan, I think it was. Regretted his decision after free agency, and they ended up trading a first-round pick to bring him back because he wanted to come back to Edmonton. I was like, you're using a first-round pick?
Yeah.
Like, he wants to come back. The Riders have no choice right now. Like, why are you using a first?
Remember Kabongo?
oh yeah. Patty's still around.
Yeah,
and so
great.
is Joe.
I love. Yeah, I'm a Hurricanes fan.
Are you?
So I have a lot of
Joe
love
was
for
at
Joe
your
McGrath.
Big Joe was at my
Yeah,
party last
yeah.
year. He's awesome.
Big fan.
He's out in Fort Saskatchewan. He's
That's right.
Yeah, Ray. He's not a Raymond James guy. He's
Yeah.
a wealth management guy.
Third.
Canadian Western, I think. Isn't he?
No, it's not Ray J. It's something like that. But either way, he's in wealth management now.
But why would you trade a first-round pick for him if he wants to come back?
No, listen, and if you know Joe McGrath, and God bless him, I love Joe. He's a fantastic guy. And he was a phenomenally talented football player. I mean, to go from Moose Jaw Central High School to Miami and start for 5 years and win a national championship.
Right.
And then come up here, like that guy was smooth.
And those are some teams in Miami too.
Oh yeah. He played on one of the best Miami teams ever.
Jeez.
Ever. Like probably one of the best college football teams.
Is that the one with Clinton Portis and
That was like the
Willis McGahee.
03 Hurricanes.
Ed
They were
Reed
national
and,
champions.
Willis, I don't know if McGahee's like it was like I think there was like 22, ended up being like 22 first rounders or something like that.
Yeah.
Like over the span
Jeremy
of a couple years or
Shockey.
something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was an incredible team.
Yeah.
I was just
That's what
watching
got
a
me in
30
love
for
with
30 on that. Or no, I saw Greg Olson was talking about it on a podcast.
Because there was some pretty not so awesome stuff that happened around that organization as well. And
Yeah,
that's
oh,
why
yeah.
I saw that. I saw that show that you're referring to.
Yeah.
Didn't see Joe McGrath's face on there, so that's positive.
good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's a good one to be out of.
Yeah, Joe's a really good dude. And being from Moose Jaw, I thought, hey, going back and playing for the Riders would be a good thing for him.
Yeah.
Maybe
Natural.
not. Maybe not. I went to high school in Notre Dame in Wilcox, Saskatchewan. So I did 4
Isn't
years.
that where Gage went?
Yeah. He did the hockey program.
It's a huge hockey
Joaquin
program.
Gage.
Yeah. So I played hockey there as well, but I did a 4-year tour, and I was only about half an hour away from Moose Jaw. So actually, at one point in my career, and I think it was the 06 or 07 season, they tried to put me on. I had blown my knee out in I guess would have been the playoffs in 05.
Yeah.
Had surgery in December, rehabbed all off season, and came back, and it was 06 actually, and I wasn't 100% healthy yet. I was trying to snap with a brace on, which is pretty difficult, and I wasn't as consistent as I needed to be. And so they were saying, hey, listen, we're going to put you on PR. We're going to have Mike snap for us for a couple weeks. Why don't you just, and I said, no, guys, I'm not going to go on PR. You're going to have to cut me. If that's what you want to do, I respect that. That's fine. But you're going to need to release me because I'm not going to stick here on PR for $400 a week.
Yeah.
So Danny said, okay, go get your shit. And I left practice. I put a garbage bag, filled up all of my stuff, and walked out. And said, okay, I guess that's that. And I started calling around. I called Danny Barrett at the Riders, and they were playing. This happened on maybe it was like a Thursday. It was like a Wednesday or Thursday, and I think we played on Saturday. I walked out, and that was that. And I called Danny Barrett, and he's like, okay, great. We play in Calgary on Saturday. I want you in Regina on Sunday.
Jeez.
I was like, all right, bet. Like, I'm going back. I got some family ties in Regina. My dad was born in Swift Current and raised in Regina, so I've got some family there. So I was like, hey, this would be great. Got a lot of friends from high school and stuff. Go back and, play in the motherland.
Yeah.
That night, Sean Fleming calls me. And he says, hey, you're going to get a call from LaLashire, and he's going to ask you to come back. I need you to do the right thing. I need you to come back. I was like,
Well, Sean Fleming.
Sean Fleming?
Yeah.
Anything for you, sir. Love Sean. And I did. I came back, and they didn't put me on PR. They kept me, and they paid me, and I played out the rest of the season and played another 5 years there. So that's how I almost ended up as a Rider. And if they went on and won the Grey Cup in 07. So I could have had 2 Grey Cups in my first 3 seasons had that come to pass.
That would have been like the ultimate FU to Denny Machado.
Right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that have been something neat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
No,
oh,
but
man.
it didn't end up bad. I loved my time in Edmonton. I would have had a lot of fun playing in Riderville too. Obviously,
Yeah.
there's a lot of passion there. Good fan base, good people, good team. They compete every year. Wow.
But that speaks to the synergy that has to happen between the long snapper and the kicker too.
100%.
And I think sometimes people forget that. Maybe not always, but
If you're
important.
not close to it, you don't know about it. You forget it.
Yeah.
But it is important. That's where Sean was like, no.
Well, and
Danny,
that
I'm not
speaks,
doing this. You need
speaks
put
to
Taylor
the,
there.
I guess, the amount of control that a player like Sean Fleming would have to say, this ain't happening, get him back here.
Sean gave money to keep Ed Hervey in town. Mm-hmm. That's a famous story that's been told a lot.
Hey, Sean's that kind of guy. Honestly, he'll give up whatever he has to win. That's who he was or who he is. He's still that guy. So he'll take care of his, and that was all part of that leadership group. Like Sean, Ed, AJ, Singor, Donnie, they were all part of that core group that actually got us to the Grey Cup. I mean, Sean kicked the field goal to win in double overtime. You know what I mean?
That was a crazy game.
Right?
You brought up Danny Barrett quickly. He is the assistant head coach, running backs coach with the Houston Texans.
Really?
The guy has created a career. Like, he left Saskatchewan. He went to University of Buffalo, I think. That's University of Buffalo, quarterbacks coach. He went to Central Florida for a while. He was running backs coach, QB coach, then interim head coach. 16-17, he was Dolphins running backs coach. 18-22, through then was Texans just running back coach, but since 23 added assistant head coach.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an impressive resume.
You don't see that too often from a former CFL coach who then just goes to the NFL and builds a long career like that. And he's got the assistant head coach title for an NFL team that we don't talk about.
Hey, where's Chris Jones at?
University of North Carolina. He's
Belichick.
a defensive assistant or something for Freddie Kitchens, who's the defensive coordinator under Bill Belichick.
That's a pretty interesting path.
Yeah.
Good for Chris.
Yeah.
I mean, working with Bill would be interesting. I mean, working for the godfather of football.
Yeah.
Freddie Kitchens is the guy that brought him to the Browns, so he's bringing him to the Tar Heels.
Who's the CFLer that is the quarterbacks coach with the Bears?
Tom Clements? No, that's Green Bay.
Joseph?
Kerry Joseph?
Kerry Joseph.
Kerry Joseph.
Kerry
yeah.
Joseph's out there.
Kerry Joseph is the
Burris.
quarterback coach for the Chicago Bears?
Yeah.
No way.
I'm pretty sure. He
was
last
for a
year.
bit.
Kerry was on our team for a bit.
Yeah.
It would have been like 07, 08, somewhere in there.
He was there last year for Caleb Williams' rookie year.
So he was QB coach last year. This year he's the special assistant to the head coach of the Texas Longhorns.
Hey, Texas Longhorns got a team this year. They're number one ranked in the country.
AP poll.
Yeah.
I think first time or
Yeah,
something.
have you guys watched that Any Given Saturday on Netflix, the SEC series?
I haven't watched it yet. I've heard.
Oh my
good
God.
things.
We
Oh
watched
my
the first episode
goodness.
last night.
God, it is awesome. I finished it last night.
Did you?
It is so great.
This will
Got me-
change your.
I'm still
Your
going to cheer
life.
against the SEC.
It got me fired up for college football this year.
I'm pumped for college
yeah.
football.
It is so well done.
Oh, it's awesome.
That's a pretty good spot to be in, to be the assistant to.
Where's Henry Burris?
Absolutely.
Who's the head coach out there right now? Steve Sarkisian.
Yeah.
I think he's in Seattle.
Yeah,
Henry
'cause
Burris.
You know what I
Burris.
figure now that like NCAA is pretty much pay for play, like you can pay players,
Florida
you know,
A&M.
and with the nil and whatnot.
Co-offensive coordinator.
That SEC documentary is like a giant commercial to come play in the
100%.
SEC.
100%.
And it's
like,
so well done.
But I didn't
Oh my
want to
gosh.
watch it out of spite for the SEC.
how can you not like the
They're,
SEC?
they're the big dogs, man.
They're overrated at
That deserves
times.
that. Thank you.
Tell me how they're
It's
overrated.
arrogant.
Who's the last two national champions? Where do they come from?
Michigan and
Big Ten.
okay.
Big Ten.
Okay. The last 10 years? How many are SEC?
They always
Most.
get this thing like
8 out of 10?
Bad
Alabama,
Lions because they don't get
LSU,
into the
but-
playoffs
yeah.
because they lost football. You lost to Vanderbilt. Stop whining about not getting into the playoffs.
Go watch this series and tell me you're not fired up about Vanderbilt.
That's right.
And Diego Pavia,
Well,
their quarterback.
yeah.
That guy's an animal. He's awesome.
I haven't gotten there to that part yet, but I know what you're talking about because that was a huge story last year.
Well, the
But-
Commodores they're the doormat of the SEC,
They
and they
are.
came out and beat Alabama.
Yeah, so Alabama has nothing to complain about that they didn't get into the playoffs.
Isn't that when they took the goalpost and threw it in the river in
Correct.
Nashville?
They walked it all the way down Broadway
Yes.
and
Yeah.
threw it in the river.
What a town.
So
I
good.
love college football. It's such a fun. It's honestly CFL is my favorite league. NCAA is more. I love NCAA right now more than the NFL.
I agree, 100%. There's more hype around it. I feel like
Games are more wild.
they are, and it's because they're not as polished as the NFL, so they
Yeah.
make mistakes, so you get these high scoring, explosive games. But it's entertaining.
That's great.
And the passion that college fans have for their teams, I would suggest dwarfs anything you see in the NFL.
I've been to 2 college games. BYU, UNLV at UNLV. Not great. Then I went to Notre Dame at OU. Wild.
Notre Dame at OU would have been.
It was
Absolutely
Monte Teo
bonkers.
right in the middle of all that catfish
Hey,
scandal.
I want to give a quick shout out to my boy Patty Campbell. I know he's listening right now. He's a big Notre Dame guy. Patty, I just want
Oh.
to tell you, Notre Dame's gonna have a tough season, pal.
Oh,
You think?
no.
Oh yeah,
Who's your team? Longhorns.
college.
Yeah.
Georgia.
Georgia. Okay.
I actually named my third daughter Lucy Georgia because she was born not long, like a couple weeks before they won the national championship. So yeah,
Oh, that's amazing.
yeah,
You're
Georgia's
a
my spot.
Wolverine.
Yeah, Michigan, man.
No affiliation.
No,
No, I don't care.
come on.
I swear. I bought a Runnin' Rebels hat waste of money. I bought an OU hat. I like the OU hat. I still have it. But
You would be like a Rutgers guy.
Nevada.
No, like Rutgers.
Back, baby.
Yeah, Rutgers, New Jersey. Well, Cody Fajardo was in Nevada.
Yeah, he
Wolfpack.
was. Yeah, we're talking.
Do you know
about
Cody
that the other day.
Fajardo set the NCAA record for combined rushing and pass yards
No,
at one point?
didn't know that.
And at Nevada, you know who broke it? Colin Kaepernick.
Really?
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good crowd to hang out with.
Not bad, right?
Not bad.
Yeah.
Well, I saw a stat last night. Cody's like the highest completion
Percentage,
quarterback
yeah.
in the CFL right now.
CFL history.
CFL, yeah. At 75.8% or something like that?
Yeah.
Like fantastic.
Bonkers.
So
There's a lot of those stats though from CFLers that you could find in the States of the CFLer was at one point the best or something like that.
you know what's interesting too is when you get guys that are the best down there and they come up here and really struggle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's where I'd like to understand a little bit better is why that transition isn't easier.
I was going to ask you, why do you think that is? Because
It's a different,
you
honestly,
live-
it's a different game. You know, it's a different field dimension. Like they you know, the fellas in the States grow up, you know, their pursuit angles on defense are different because the field's a different size. You got one less player in the CFL versus, or in their college versus the CFL, right? Like it is a different scheme game. The field is different. You have to, you play differently.
Is there any arrogance that goes into like,
Absolutely.
yeah, like I'm going to come up here, I'm going to dominate, I'm going to show these
100%.
boys how it's done.
I always laughed because, you know, guys coming out and they were college stars in the U.S. and they went to a camp or they got drafted and got released and they came up and they're like, yeah, I'm just here to get film and go home. I'm just here to get film and go back. No, you're not. No, you're not. This is where you're at. And listen, don't take me wrong. That happens. Guys come up, play a couple seasons, and then go down and have careers.
Sure.
That's few and far between.
Yeah.
Right. Of the thousands of players that come up to the CFL, there's only a couple that go back and have successful NFL careers, and that's because it's such a factory and a farm for good players out of the U.S. every single year. Right. You've got however many college football teams kicking out grads every single season. So if you're out for a couple of years, that's it. Like you're done. And even if you did make the NFL, the average career is like 3 seasons.
Yep.
You know?
That is true.
That there is that one Ocho Cinco clip of him getting interviewed about how real the
legit.
CFL is, and like this is not a joke league.
Well, that's
Right.
why I get angry when people say stuff like you get ignorant. Let's just call them dum-dums that you see all over the place in our country because I think there's an inferiority complex that all they know is fantasy football. And then that's all they watch for on Sundays. They don't actually pay attention to their favorite team. They don't actually know what offense they're running. They don't know what strengths they have against a certain opponent every week. And they go, CFL's junk. You don't know what you're talking about.
These guys
You're
are
full of
athletes. They're athletes.
Yeah.
And, like you look at, say, the best 10% of NFL players, the guys that are 10-year players, the guys that are physical specimens or freaks or have some sort of crazy talent, that makes up 10% of the league.
Yeah.
And those are the superstars. The rest of the roster, the 90% of the guys on the roster are just like the guys in the CFL.
That's what Ocho Cinco said.
100%.
You could take any CFLer and they'd replace the second, third stringers of the NFL, no problem.
all day. All day.
Yeah, there's no Justin Jeffersons here.
No.
That's a special level.
But
It's
yeah,
the same as there's no Connor McDavid in the American hockey.
Well, that's exactly right. And you only have so many superstars, right? And
Yeah.
and they're in the NFL because that's where the money is. But for the rest of us, like that's, you know what? The talent is there in the CFL. Now, ones versus ones, like if you took the best roster in the CFL and put it against the best roster in the NFL, it would be like a pro team playing Tykes, in my opinion.
I believe that. Yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
it would be ugly.
Right.
But it also depends on the game that you're playing. Are you going to play the NFL American game? Are you going to play the Canadian rules?
I feel like the Canadian rules would really help some of those NFL teams.
It
If you're
would,
playing
'cause-
with the stars. Like
Because it feels so much larger. Can
if
you
you
imagine
threw
if those
Tyreek
guys,
Hill on a waggle,
right?
there's no stopping.
You couldn't. Like offensively, they would put up so many points if they had the talent level of the NFL superstars in the CFL game, which I think would make it really exciting. And
Yeah,
you
it
talk about
would.
like, I love the CFL game too. I think it's exciting. I love the 20-second play clock. Maybe an extra down.
Do you
But-
not think if there's an extra down, there's no stopping it?
No, I think you'll still have lots of stops. But you know, would there be a higher offensive output? Absolutely. But that's kind of the idea, right? Is to make it entertaining.
Just hurt the defensive players, AJ.
Just hurt me.
Just don't. The rules
nobody
rules
respects
always make things harder for the defenders,
Yeah.
right?
can't hold anymore. You can't,
Can't hit that player
PI is
anymore.
so touchy now.
Can't touch the player. Can't, let's always make things harder for the defenders.
Yeah, can't intentionally hurt somebody.
Yeah. This is BS, man.
Portions of this hour of the Hangout there brought to you by the High Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Stock. Promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out at highproductmarketing.com. This is the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada's storage experts here on Edmonton Sports Stock. I just love talking just football. This has been great. It's so fun. I'm not going to lie.
By the way, text comes in and says, how about Marcus Brady, OC with the Colts? That's a good one.
That's right, because Milanovic took him over there, I think.
Yeah.
Offensive coordinator with Colts is a big deal.
Does he have a quarterback, though?
Yeah, he's got 2 of them.
Who's he coming
Yeah.
over?
He's got Richardson and
Richardson.
Daniel Jones.
yeah, Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
He's got 2
Quarterbacks.
I'd say he's got
didn't-
1.5.
Didn't Richardson get hurt though?
I think he just got hurt.
Didn't he just get
Yeah.
hurt? Yeah. So there's, I think they said
Well, it's a
Daniel
good thing they
Jones.
got
you're the
running
guy.
Daniel Jones.
Hey, listen,
Struddy's boy.
Daniel Jones is gonna. He'll have an impact. I think.
You know what? You're right.
In New York, he doesn't have a great supporting cast, and not that he got it done because he didn't.
Yeah.
But the organization put a lot of faith in him to be the guy. It didn't work out, and maybe a new organization, a fresh opportunity will do it for him.
New OC
For him.
for him.
For him.
Who's your NFL team?
Green Bay.
That's fair.
Yeah, actually, Green Bay flew me down to Lambeau.
Pretty
yeah?
crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, didn't
he had
you
a
get-
tryout with them.
Yeah, Green Bay called me up in the 07 offseason. And this is interesting. So, being a young guy, I was still in university. So, my first 2 seasons playing for the Eskimos, I was still going to school. And I woke up for class on a Tuesday morning in February, or maybe it was January. Either way, I get a call from Tim Terry from the Green Bay Packers. He's, is it Taylor? He's like, yeah, this is Tim Terry from the Green Bay Packers. I'm like, this is a joke, right? Like my dad is pranking me or somebody's pulling.
Who's in the dorm next to me?
Pulling a fast one on me right
Stop
now.
calling.
I'm like, shut up, Tim. You're not from the Packers. He's like, yeah, no. I'm the head of player personnel for the Green Bay Packers, and we really like what we've seen out of you. We've been watching you for a couple seasons, and we want to bring you down to Lambeau. It's like, oh, okay. Like when? Like, well, what are you doing tomorrow? I'm like, I have school. Like, yeah, but we booked a flight for you. So we're flying you to Lambeau tomorrow. I was like, okay. So yeah, flew down to Lambeau, landed in Green Bay. And it was in the middle of January. So it was cold and winter and dark and snowy. And it was a bit of a milk run to get from Edmonton to Green Bay. So I landed late on a Wednesday night. And then I spent all day Thursday at Lambeau. It was me and 2 other guys that they were working out. It was really interesting, full physical, medical, and they filmed everything. They had a guy with a camcorder. And so, even like you're standing in front of this camera and they're doing skin fold tests and they're doing broad jump and triple jump and they're, bench and 40 and all this other, and they're filming the biomechanics of your movement and they're taking measurements. Like they measured the size of my hand from my pinky to my thumb. And that's a standard measurement to understand hand size in terms of how you can grip the ball. And as a long snapper, obviously that's important, especially when it comes to like inclement weather, wet scenarios and whatnot. The other thing was super impressive. I mean, obviously the facility is unbelievable, but in their locker room, they had an X-ray machine. Like we did X-rays in the locker room.
I believe that.
And then I spent a couple hours just hanging out, waiting for them to do whatever they had to do. So I'm hanging out in the Packers locker room playing video games, and it's legit facility. And then that was that. They sent me home. They said, "Listen, kid, if you were on our roster today, I would redo your knee surgery tomorrow." That's what the team doctor for the Packers told me.
No way.
And that was that.
That's all they said?
Have a nice trip home.
I remember you telling us about that, and you're like, I walked out.
I did
of the tunnel.
I walked out of the tunnel at Lambeau.
Yeah.
And that was like you in your mind, the stands are full and the fans are going crazy. In reality, it was covered in snow and freezing cold, and everybody was gone.
But you can never take that away from your mind.
No.
Did they give you gear to like Packers gear? You could,
yeah, well, they gave me some stuff to wear for the tryout and whatnot, but I didn't get to keep it. No,
Really?
No, I didn't keep any Packers gear. I thought about it. It's like, maybe I'll just throw those in my bag just to keep as a little memento. But
you're like, oh, I didn't know.
I was hoping I would get a call, maybe get a contract and get brought out to camp, because the veteran long snapper, a guy named Rob Davis, was like 13 years in at that point in his career. So they were looking for a guy who could play in cold weather.
Right.
I was like, shit, I'm from Edmonton. Let's go. Right. What do I know?
No
I know
problem.
cold weather.
Yeah.
So, and then Philly, Seattle, and Baltimore, I also worked out for at different times in the off seasons, but never signed a contract in the league. And then just at some point, I knew like, hey, I'm a CFL long snapper. That's my deal. And then it was kind of like, okay, what's after this? And that's where we talked about, career after football.
We'll have to talk about that. But who is the long snapper? I'm pretty sure Canadian guy that he's played like 20 years and he probably just retired. He was up and down for years and years.
In the CFL?
And
in
NFL.
the NFL?
Yeah.
Well, there's the Dallas Cowboys long snapper, Ladouceur. He was a Canadian. He did it for 15 or 16. He's done it for a long, long time. But I think he's done now. Done it a couple of seasons ago, maybe.
There was a guy that would bounce back and forth, and you're like, this guy's still going?
His name is Nelson. His last name is Nelson. He's currently the long snapper for the BC Lions. He was with the San Francisco 49ers. His dad is Mark Nelson, who was the linebackers coach of the Eskimos when I played. And Mark...
Great flow.
Great flow. Yeah. And last time I saw
Silver
him,
Fox.
He was coaching St. Mary's University. And I went out to Wolfville to watch St. Mary's and Acadia play last Labor Day weekend because my brother-in-law played at Acadia, and a couple of my good buddies, including the King family, Andrew and Ryan, and I don't think Neil played at St. Mary's as well. The entire royal family, all of the Kings played at St. Mary's, and our boy Milk, big Milk Gray Eyes. So we all went out to watch the homecoming game, the St. Mary's game, and Mark Nelson was coaching the Huskies. So that was a pretty interesting little surprise.
Well, and your brother-in-law is Adam Rogers.
Adam Rogers, yeah. So
he played.
So this is an interesting story. You guys want to have some family ties here? So I have two sisters and a brother. My older sister was a basketball player, and she went out to play at Acadia after she went to Notre Dame for grade 12. She's a Hound as well. She went out to Acadia, and I did a 4-year tour at Notre Dame, as did my little brother. And my little brother came to U of A for a season with me when he got out of high school.
Stud running back.
Yeah, Kale
never got what the respect he deserved. Though.
Kale is a stud.
Kale is and still to this day he's a stud.
Oh yeah, still to this day. But so he redshirted a year with the U of A and then took a season off. And he went out to Acadia. He played for the Cats, Wildcats, for 1 or 2 seasons, and then he went out to Acadia and he played football out there. On his team was Adam Rogers. And Adam was a big offensive lineman from Ontario, and he blocked for Kale for 3 or 4 seasons. And one of their safeties, Elliot Richardson, I don't know if that
I remember him. He was a DB.
He was a safety.
Yeah.
A little fella,
Yeah.
Angry little ball of hate.
Yes.
But Adam and Elliot were both Axemen, played with my brother, and they made the Eskimos. So I started playing with Adam and Elliot in the for the Eskimos. And then Kale went to his MBA at the University of Regina. And Kale was a rookie of the year out on the East Coast, and he was second team All Canadian and stuff like that. So Adam and Kale were buddies, obviously, and then I played with Adam, and we became pretty close. And my little brother, 11 years ago now. Actually, Kale, your anniversary is coming up here. Happy anniversary! 11th anniversary. Adam meets my older sister at my brother's wedding.
That's love, baby.
A year later, they get married. I'm actually heading out this afternoon to go camping to Kananaskis with both my sisters and my brother.
Oh, that's that thing that you showed me where you're going.
Yeah, Little Elbow. We're going off the grid. We got 10 kids, the whole family coming. But yeah, one of my brother-in-laws was my teammate, and he was my brother's teammate, and he married my sister. Yeah.
Well, my teammate married my sister too, Tuckwood.
Oh, really? Yeah. But honestly,
it happens.
I wouldn't have it any other way. Adam is an awesome brother-in-law. Like, he was an awesome teammate. He's an awesome dude. He's a great brher. I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, you must enjoy the family get together.
Oh gosh,
Tuck.
Yeah.
Tuck's a good
especially
guy.
Your sister's being treated right.
Yeah, it's 100% right. I know that Adam will take care of it.
And if he doesn't, you can smack him around.
I cannot. He is a monster.
Adam is impressive shape.
You think I'm a big dude? He's got 3 or 4 inches on me, and he played he's 6'6". He played around 330. He is currently 6'6". 260, 255 with six-pack, ripped, absolutely shredded, all over, just stacked.
Tiny,
intimidating fella.
Intimidating. And him and my sister now have a little boy named Parker, and that kid, you better watch out. Parker Rogers, remember that name. When they get him into football, that kid could be an NFL tackle.
How old is he?
Parker's 8 right now.
Okay.
He's got some time.
got some time.
Yeah, we got another decade. We'll work with him.
Have him on as the Pass the Pantry Athlete of the Week.
Hey,
Get
I
him
love
young.
that segment.
And he'll owe us when he's like a pro.
Remember when?
Well, okay, let's dive into this then, because I wanted to talk about, so Taylor's dad, Jerry Inglis, was coach at the U of A when I started playing there. Well, he was a coach for a lot
Long time.
longer,
Yeah.
player at the Bears, and just all around, like, you know, how do I say this properly? Like, Jerry is a guy like I am incredibly inspired by and just look up to, like
Jared's that guy.
he's that guy.
Yeah.
He's just done it all. He's very successful, but he's done it his way.
100%.
You know, like, and you can tell that everything he's got is just because he's who he is. Like, he's a very smart man, very loving man, kind guy. Except he always busts my balls and tells me I'm overweight.
Well, that's because
But
he
other
loves
than
you.
that, yeah, it's true.
You know, that's how he
I
expresses
go out
love.
to this guy's wedding. What was that place called?
Emerald Lake Lodge.
Emerald Lake Lodge, and it's like no phones, nothing.
no
It was
cell service,
beautiful,
off-grid.
in the middle of the winter. Like,
Yeah.
it was just fantastic. I show up there, and he's like, "You're looking a little heavy." That's the first thing he says to me. I'm like, "You ass," but that's Jerry for you. But he busts your chops because yes,
Well, he loves you. And it's also funny because, I mean, you said Jerry coached the O-line when you were playing safety.
yeah, I looked a little different back
Yeah,
then.
a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. We all did.
Yeah.
You know, let's be real. You know, college football stars.
But tell the story of Jerry and then lead into what you're doing now and where you were yesterday.
Okay.
2 days ago.
This is an interesting. Well, let's just start talking about Dad. Yeah, Jared played football at the U of A. He was a JP Metris winner, so he was the best lineman in the country in '77, I think it was. And then he went to the CFL, and he was an O-lineman and a long snapper. And he long snapped for the Lions and the Bombers, and he taught me how to do it in high school. And so after he played, he got in while he was in university. He started working at the keg on White Avenue. And he got into management, and he worked his way up through that organization, and he got into ownership and partnership, and he had bought in with the keg, and then our family moved out to White Rock, and he was a VP of the keg in Canada or something like that. We were out there for a couple years. Organization got bought and sold a few times, and he left and came back to Edmonton, brought the family back to Edmonton, and brought Chili's into Canada. So this would have been, we moved back from Vancouver in '91, so I think the first Chili's opened in '92.
Thank him for us.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Thank you.
South
We
Trail.
got those all-you-can-eat fajitas for a while.
Oh yeah,
Thank you to him.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that was the South Trail. That was 34th Avenue Calgary Trail, and that was the first one. And he built that business into, I think there was 12 or 13 of them in Alberta that we owned, and got into the airports as well. And so he put Chili's into the Edmonton and Calgary airports. And that, that would have been
The number one stop at the airport.
always, forever.
Was that Chili's.
Right? And that's been there for 22
Forever.
years.
Dude,
20
the guy that
Chili's
used
went
to
away here in this province, except for those two, and I think Banff.
Okay, so
the guy that used to work on the White Ave Chili's, a tall bartender guy, has worked for you guys forever.
Oh, yeah. Matty.
He is out at the airport, or was last time.
he
I
was.
think. Yeah.
I haven't
Like,
seen him for a while. I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about. Sorry, and what was your comment?
No, I just said that there's no one was
longer
left.
around.
Okay, so
Basically, are at the
yeah,
airport, and I think Banff still has theirs.
Banff still has theirs. So what happened, I guess it would have been 2011-ish, 2012, Jerry sold all of his business back to the parent company, Brinker. So Brinker International is a big publicly traded restaurant company that owns Chili's and Maggiano's and a few other brands. But
Maggiano's. Can you not bring that here, please?
let me see what I can do.
Okay, thank you.
There's some interesting stuff.
Big
That, there's all these
Maggiano's
conversations.
World,
hey? Yeah.
Anyways, so Dad sold it back to Brinker, and then him and my little brother Kale started building restaurants and airports. So the Belgian Beer Cafe and the Edmonton International and the Calgary International were ours. Dad and Kale built the brew house in the Edmonton International Airport and built or renovated the Wolfgang Pucks, bought and renovated Wolfgang Pucks in Calgary during the pandemic. And they built another one there as well. So restaurant business is sort of in the family, but so is obviously football. Football genes run deep in the family. And about 2 years ago, Jerry and Kale called me and said, "Hey, listen, we've been working on a few things. and now's the time. You're gonna come back here into the family operation. And at the time, I was an executive with a publicly traded finance company called EP Financial. It was a small finance business based here in Edmonton, and we got listed a couple of years back. And I was like, hey, I kind of had an interesting training up to that point. So I was playing football. And I started working at the airports, doing all the real estate and land development at the airport in Edmonton. So the outlet mall, the horse track, the hotels, the new hangar buildings and stuff like that. I was responsible for that. So I understand how the airports operate. And then during that period, actually, after I retired from football, I went and did my MBA at the University of Toronto. So I was working full time at the airport here in Edmonton and doing my MBA at the U of T.
Damn, it's a great degree to get from, a great spot to get it from.
Well, that's why I went there.
Incredible.
Yeah, Robins is one of the best business schools in the country, and that's why I chose the U of T. Frankly, I applied at UBC and U of T in Canada, and then I applied at Wharton, Columbia, and USC, and because they had real estate business programs, and I was in real estate at the time, and I was like, that's something I really enjoy, and I think it could be a lot of fun. Anyways, so I've got this sort of eclectic experiences from finance to real estate development and public company life and startup world. So they're like, hey, I worked in the restaurants, all of my college career and high school. Worked, evenings and weekends, and then in university. You probably remember this. Like I would work in the off season of college football. I would go Friday, close, double Saturday, open Sunday. I would work all weekend at Chili's in the West End. So I spent, about 5 years working in the restaurants and got a really good appreciation for it and how they all operate. Of course, you grow up in a hospitality family. Like every meal, every family dinner is a hospitality experience at our house, right? So anyway, so yeah, I got into the family business a couple of years ago, and in the last year, we built and opened 6 restaurants in 3 Canadian airports, in Edmonton, Calgary, and Vancouver. So in Edmonton, we opened the OEB in December, and then we have 2 of our own concepts that I created, a cocktail bar called Avalon, and a burger and barbecue joint called Wheels Up, which is a to-go operation. In the Calgary airport, we have Phil and Sebastian, which is a local coffee brand. We're their first franchised operation, the first airport operation. We're pretty proud of that. And then in Vancouver airport, we've got a Triple O's, the burger concept out of BC, and then a White Spot. And for those of us or you that don't know, White Spot owns both Triple O's and White Spot. And it's a huge brand in British Columbia. Like there's 80 plus locations of Triple O's, and I think 30, 35 White Spot locations, and BC cult following. So we opened up our White Spot in April.
But Triple O's, before we went to air, you and I were talking. I'm like, what the hell is it? Because I see it at Chevron
over here.
Exactly, yeah. That's what I said to Taylor. So
Triple O is the quick service burger concept that came from White Spot, and Triple O is their Triple O sauce. So on the tickets, they used to write 000 or Triple O for their sauce on their burgers, and that's what this concept is famous for, is their Triple O sauce. And I can't tell you what it is. I do know, but I can't tell you.
Do you really know?
Oh yeah,
it's not just Thousand Island.
No, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. Right. It's a combination of 2 different things, actually.
Okay.
Getting closer to getting this.
That's all I can say.
Either way, that's all I can say.
We're grilling them.
If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Yeah.
No, and honestly, phenomenal product. And I actually, during my training, I went and spent a couple weeks in Surrey and Langley stores and actually worked, in the kitchen and understanding the product and how it operates. And it is a really, really premium burger product. It's really good. So they're making their push now into Alberta as a brand, and you can see it. Like you said, there's a couple that are opened up here now.
Yeah. Well, I'm going there for lunch today. So thank you.
You absolutely should.
Yeah.
Best. I think it's honestly the best to go burger you can buy. I've told you guys about Triple O's because it's like it is to go, but even something as simple, we talked about it earlier. The quality of the paper that it comes in, like you can eat it on the go, and you're not getting a mess and greasy mess all over. Like it is a high class burger on the go.
Yeah, it's definitely, and that's how they position the brand as well, as sort of in the premium fast casual segment. They try and, like to your point, differentiate themselves from an A&W or McDonald's.
Nate the Builder.
DQ.
Triple O's is the best fast food burger in town.
Yeah, Nate, I agree with you. We've got our Triple O's in YVR in the airport there, and it is wheels off all day long. And we're open at 4:45 a.m. and we line up, and we close at 11, and we are lined up all day long.
Jeez.
Yeah, it is bonkers. The amount of product that we're able to put through that tiny 700-foot kiosk is wild, but the demand for it is there too. Like people, And it is a phenomenal product, but there is a cult following in BC. Yeah.
So like Chick-fil-A-ish, you know what I mean? Like
it would be like, honestly, I would say the Chick-fil-A cult in the US would be similar to the Triple O cult in BC.
Huh.
Yeah. But it's because it's a phenomenal product. And it's not just burgers. They've got these, fresh Kennebec potatoes that they have a very special blanching and cooking process that are really, really good. And also the shakes. They've got really, really good milkshakes. So when you go today, you need a shake.
Fine. I got me on camera tonight, Taylor. Thank you very much, but I'll get one.
So yesterday, I guess it would have been Wednesday, I had a really interesting experience. So everybody is, in Vancouver anyways, is talking about Thomas Mueller, this new soccer player that the Whitecaps signed. White Spot and the Whitecaps have a relationship, corporate relationship and sponsorship program. So I got a call on Monday from the VP of marketing at White Spot, and he says, hey, I've got this idea I'm working on. It's kind of crazy, but do you think you can help us? Yeah, we'll do anything you guys need us to do, for sure. He said, okay, well, the Whitecaps are playing in Hamilton on Wednesday, and the game shows in Vancouver at 4 p.m. We're asking that you close the restaurant down and host a watch party for this. The Whitecaps will bring all of their fans. You just got to take care of the streaming and the food and the beverages and, the hospitality side of it. It's like, okay, we can do that. And then Thomas Mueller is landing in Vancouver at 5 p.m. and we're going to bring him to your restaurant, and we're going to do a meet and greet and a fan interaction and signing session with, one of the best soccer players that ever played the game. Absolutely. Like this is awesome. How do we let's get it done. So, in about 36 hours, we managed to get all of our stuff aligned and our get ourselves in a position to be able to pull this off. And I flew out there just for the day, 24 hours, and it was pandemonium. I tell you, we had a busy day at the restaurant. Lunch is usually really busy at the airport. We had emptied the restaurant from 2:30 to 3:30. Mm-hmm. We had like 100 people lined up outside of the restaurant at 3:30 wearing Whitecaps jerseys, big, super fans. It was great to see. We bring everybody in. You fill the restaurant up. We got a couple hundred people in there. And we got media and executives from, the Whitecaps and the airport and White Spot. And this guy clears customs to hundreds of adoring fans and media, and they do a media availability, and then they put them on a golf cart and they drive them down the terminal building in a golf cart with fans chasing and media chasing, and they bring him into White Spot. He gets like a hero's welcome.
Jeez.
And everybody goes crazy. The fans start chanting his name. They've got their goal chants for the Whitecaps going. This guy comes in, grabs the mic, says a few words. Really personable guy. He just got off a 9-hour flight from Munich to Vancouver, and it's the middle of the night in Germany. And he comes off, big smiles, shaking hands, signing autographs, spends 15 or 20 minutes, does a loop, meeting everybody in the building. Huh. And then just as quickly as he arrived, he was shuffled off, and that was that. That was his welcome to YVR and Vancouver, and we were fortunate enough to be able to participate and show him some of our hospitality and the White Spot hospitality way, and welcome him properly to the city.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It was I'm obviously a gridiron football type of guy.
Yeah.
I didn't understand the level of stardom that was coming into our building. I like, you see the media scrums in the CFL, and sometimes somebody gets fired up about something, whatever.
Yep.
I'd never seen anything like this. Like, this was full on children screaming, chasing this man around the building, right? And
there's probably grown men screaming,
grown
chasing
men
him
too.
around
Like,
too.
I got
Probably
videos
people
of
that
it.
look exactly like that.
There was a tweet I saw, I think Farhan quote tweeted it, which was, is Thomas Mueller the best athlete to ever play in Vancouver? And he's like, yeah, I don't think that's a question. He's the greatest athlete to ever play in the city of Vancouver.
The greatest athlete, or the most
talented,
popular?
the biggest star, I guess. Biggest star to ever play in Vancouver. Like, it's not even
What
close.
are the comparables? Like Matt
I
Sundin,
think
Mark
Pavel Bure would
Messier,
be the
Pavel
next.
Bure,
Like, he is such a big,
Carl Weathers.
You know how everybody calls Draisaitl the German Gretzky?
Yeah.
That's what Mueller is to soccer.
That's wild.
This guy his resume is unbelievable.
Yeah.
He will go down as one of the greatest to ever play this game.
Yeah.
And he's playing now for Vancouver. There is a part of me that goes, I don't think Canadians fully understand
They don't.
who just signed up with the Whitecaps.
I said we.
I
we
don't.
don't.
Like,
I'm one of them that
this
doesn't.
is such This is honestly a huge deal. And I do, like, I tried relating this to like a hockey player or something, and it's not fully at the level of McDavid.
Yeah, it is.
But, well, like in terms of stardom, like Mueller wasn't McDavid, the greatest, like the most talented player ever in the sporting world. He's just below.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But so like, but I'll, for argument's sake here, it's like if Connor McDavid towards the end of his career decided to go play in Germany.
Yeah, it would be.
It's the reverse. It's not Draisaitl going back because that's going back home. It's the Canadian that's great, leaving his country to go to some lower level
to play the twilights of his career.
Yes.
I mean, he's 34, 35 years old. He's played for Bayern Munich for 15 seasons. Like he signed when he was 20-year-old, and was the captain of the German national team. Won World Cups, won league championships, and all. Like he is a highly decorated global superstar.
So why does somebody like that? FIFA. Why does somebody like that come to the MLS?
Well, I think because he got paid.
It's a payday largely. It's like you're like.
But couldn't he have found that in Europe?
I don't think to the same value because like
he's been getting it in Europe though.
Like I think
so. He just wants a lifestyle change.
There's that, but there's also like Bayern does have to move on.
I'm
at some
okay
point.
with that. Like
so
I think that's okay.
I don't think there's a lot of other people that are sitting there going like, we're going to play Mueller. The amount of money that like I think some people think that soccer players get more pay over Europe than they actually do. The salaries aren't. Some of them aren't as high as some people think.
But what's he getting? What's he getting from Vancouver?
He'll get 9.6. I thought it was next year.
A season?
US. Because they pay their players in USD, right? Like,
wow, you don't like that BC tax regime? I'll tell you that.
Might have to take that off coast.
Yeah. You want to have a residence in Alberta, pal? Trust me.
Come to Banff.
He's going to be 7.5 million US next year
for 3 seasons.
No, it's a season and a half. So this year he's getting just shy of 700,000 US to finish off the season. Then next year he'll go to 7.5 US, which is 6.6.
Listen, I don't think this guy's playing soccer for the money at this point. This guy's been one of the best soccer players ever for the last 15 years. He doesn't need money.
No, he's coming off of a salary of 20 million euros with Bayern.
Yeah,
like for him, it's a huge
just
pay cut.
Soccer.
Yeah,
that's not marketing. That's not contracts and endorsements, right? Like this guy has 25 million followers on social media. You know what you could do with that? He could make millions of dollars a year just from his social media following alone, right?
But the top end clubs, I don't think would pay him that money that Vancouver now wants to.
No,
so you'd have to drop even lower. So it's like if you're going to go drop to, let's say, lower level Premier League, well, I'll just go become a star in North America and grow my stardom in another.
Well, but it's also growing the MLS brand in North America, and it's also growing soccer. And football in the North American market where it doesn't traditionally have a stronghold.
Yeah.
Every other continent on the world has a huge soccer following.
Yeah.
And it's being built in North America and frankly they're gaining a ton of traction.
Yep.
Like, I don't know if you guys have ever been to a Whitecaps game. That's a heck of a time.
I've heard
it's a lot of fun.
About them.
It is a lot of fun.
I've heard about it.
And as the demographic in Canada shifts too, I think obviously and we're seeing it in the CFL. But the opposite side of that, right? The CFL is tailing and the MLS is coming up from a fan standpoint. And there's, obviously, we're going to try and revive the CFL here in a big way. And I think that's a focus for a lot of people, a lot of fans. But I think part of his journey over here to North America was to really put soccer. And it's like Messi signing in Miami.
Yeah.
Like it's the same type of thing.
I will defend the CFL one way. CFL does have much higher TV numbers than MLS.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's the standard the CFL has.
I'll defend the CFL until I'm out of breath.
Well, I remember hearing this years ago about Toronto. Is that like TFC gets more fans than the Argos?
Yeah.
But I think the way it was worded to me was all of the fans of TFC in the market are at the game.
Yeah, they don't watch
Whereas
the game.
Whereas the Argos, there's a small portion that go, but there's still a lot of people that are watching it from home. And that's kind of the difference. But MLS is growing, and the number it's not MLS because people are fans of different leagues, but soccer is more popular than hockey in the U.S.
In the U.S.
Yeah.
I
dare you besmirch
There
the
we go.
name of Lou
Way back.
Pasaglia?
Thank you, Trev.
Well, who's besmirching Louis Pasaglia?
I know. We got the audio back. We fixed it. Great text. Someone said, "How dare you besmirch the name of Lou Pasaglia?"
Nobody would dare do that.
Nobody would
No,
dare
legend.
No
Legend.
chance. But I
But
would like some clarity on that comment because who are they actually referring to?
yeah, I
didn't
don't know.
talk
Maybe
about-
he's
we
like
didn't-
Maybe the
Vancouver
greatest,
fan.
like you were saying, the greatest
that'd be me
athlete.
Oh, the
then.
greatest athlete in Vancouver?
The biggest star.
Paul McCallum and Lou Pasaglia.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
McCallum.
I was
Oh
gonna
my
say
God.
Chris Millington. Wasn't that or Jason Claremont?
Claremont.
Claremont was
Damon
a good one.
Allen.
G-Roy.
Damon.
Damon Allen. I mean, come on, some big names.
Uh,
Sean Millington.
yeah, Sean Millington.
Yeah, I
I say
love.
Dave Dickinson.
No,
No, he's a Stampede.
I loved watching Sean Millington run the ball.
Yeah.
Just a
He
big
was an animal.
beast, tall.
I also didn't like playing against Dave Dickinson. He sliced our defenses. And he just looked like an old man he looked like Danny McManus. Remember we were talking about my first
You
season
gotta
in
tell
05.
him.
Danny McManus was the starting quarterback for the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
yes.
The guy looked like he wore pajamas. You know? And I don't mean off the field. I mean on the field. His jersey, his uniform looked like baggy pajamas, and this man just chucking the ball. But Dave did the same thing. He looked like
Yeah.
he's wearing his leisure pants back there, just chucking bombs.
Well, last week after the Bombers Stamps game, O'Shea gets in one of the Stamps faces when they're running to shake hands at the end. And then he goes and says something to Dave, and Dave's just like, yeah, okay, whatever. All right, Mike.
Yeah.
You could just see it. And we had sit downs with the Stamps going into the first game of the year down in Calgary. And I talked to him and I'm like, this guy is so laid back, like nothing. I'm like, you've got 12 new starters on defense. He's like, yeah, I guess we're going to have to figure it out. I'm like, nothing's phasing you.
No.
And then we were talking about like the good Stamps teams of the early 2000s, late 90s
Water
when he
years.
got in there. Yeah. And I'm listing off all these names. He goes, I was there too, right? I'm like, yes, of course you were there too. And so just like I can see it. The way he acts is probably like how you're describing how he played. Just no
Yeah.
big deal. Just
Sleepy.
sleepy. And there it is.
It's cool, calm. Same as Rick though. Like Ricky Ray.
Yeah.
Never met a cooler dude than that. Like he never got fired up. You know. And my locker was next to him for a lot of seasons. She's like, "What's up, Rick?" She's like, "Hey, Ti."
But then you go talk to Jason Moss. He's like, I'll murder you.
Yeah. Oh, Jay.
Yeah.
Jay got fired up, and I worked with Jay all the time because he was the holder. And
Oh,
Jay,
right.
Jay and I have a similar fire in our bellies, or at the time, I used to get pretty fiery too.
Yeah.
And I liked that. Like Jay brought that edge, you
Yeah,
know,
he's
and
intense.
right? And even like he wasn't starting most of that season. He was the most fired guy up on the side, or fired up guy on the sidelines every game. He'd be with a clipboard and his headset, just yelling at anybody and everybody. And this guy's got me geeked up. Like I want to go to war with this guy.
He saved the season.
He did.
He did.
2 back-to-back weeks.
He won us a Grey Cup. Like,
What
that's
did he yell at you guys?
Everything. stuff I can't talk about. I cannot
God.
repeat, especially in this day and age.
Still haunts you in your memory.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I wake up screaming most nights
There's a
thinking
little
about it.
tear every time you think about it. I do a hunting show with him, so I see
Oh, do you?
that side of him. Yeah,
Nice.
he's a good man. Obviously,
Jay's a
you know
great
him better
man.
than I do,
Yeah.
but I'm just like, you know what? That guy is a scary dude, but I want him on my team.
He's just like Donnie Brady. Those are the guys you want on your team.
Yeah.
Those are the guys you want to go to war with. They get you fired up to do it. Right? Run through a wall for them.
Yeah,
Honestly,
I can see it. I can totally get
Next
it.
time you see Jay or talk to him, tell him T.I. says what's up.
Can do.
And if he's back hunting this fall, I'd love to go out with him.
He will be back. Yeah, and you can join us for Bozone Live Season 6
Oh yeah,
on Wild TV.
I got my fall bird hunt October 6th to the 9th in just outside of Rosetown, Saskatchewan.
Oh, damn.
Prairie Sky Outfitters. Yeah, if you guys want to come, it's a time.
I've hosted this show for 5 years, and I've never been in a tree stand or shot a bow.
Okay,
So there's that.
All right,
I
well-
do have camo that they've given me.
come check it out, man. We lay in the blinds in the middle of the fields in Saskatchewan, and like the sky blacks out with birds.
Wow.
It's absolutely bonkers.
I have a new appreciation for like all of that.
Well, I you know those Meta Ray-Ban sunglasses?
Yeah.
I have a pair, and I wore them hunting last fall. I'll show you the videos. Like I have first-person shooter footage of me bird hunting.
Sweet.
Jeez.
It's awesome. Those glasses are pretty cool.
They scare me.
Well, you can't. You could. I understand why you feel that way. You could potentially weaponize those in some way, shape, or form to be, recording or listening devices, and they likely are. But who cares? I mean, I'm not doing anything dumb.
Right.
I know. I got nothing to hide. Like I'm shameless. I don't give whatever.
Yeah.
It's talking about those smart glasses where you see everything and like.
No, it's just like they've got a video camera built into the lens.
Yeah.
And like you can have a phone call and it's like vibration against your eardrum, isn't it? And it sounds like you're talking.
I talk on the phone with my sunglasses.
I believe it.
There's no headset in your ear. It's the creepiest thing. I guess it's just too creepy for me. It's too advanced.
But are you talking about also the ones that? Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
That like you could see, like you could Google things.
Yeah, that technology isn't in the pair that I have.
No, okay, but
apparently
those ones are weird to me.
Apparently, yeah, you can take a picture and say, "Hey Siri, tell me what this is," and it'll go and it'll spit it back.
You could
out.
go into a store and be like, "Hey, find like."
My buddy has a pair, and he can walk up to a tree and say, "Hey, whatever, what variety of spruce tree is this?" Well, that's creepy. I don't want that.
I'm with you.
I don't want that on my head. I don't want that on my body. I don't want
do it with my phone.
The waves.
I'm far
and I
enough
don't
with
know. Like I just nope. Too.
Yeah, you
too
aren't much of a
advanced.
technology guy too.
No,
Until EST, you didn't even have a laptop.
never owned a laptop in my
What?
life.
Yeah, he
You're
went and
kidding
bought
me. How did
a
you get through
laptop when he started
university,
working for
guy?
EST. He didn't have a computer.
I don't.
Seriously?
Yeah, why do I?
You didn't need one for the
I had a
laptop.
desktop at Yvonne's.
Hey boys, check this out. This is may I?
Yeah.
This is the Meta Ray-Ban hunting first person. So
Okay, you'll have to text this to me, and I'll put it up on our social after.
yeah,
that you're talking
I'll
about.
post it up.
Kapow!
Yeah,
And
watch
what's
this.
crazy
Watch
is like how
this.
clear the video is.
So for those on the audio stream, we're watching a video.
Whoa,
Oh, there's the.
that's pretty cool.
That looks like Call of Duty.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is like legit first person perspective of
That's
me bird
wild.
hunting with the boys.
Can you text that to me?
I'll send it to you right now.
And can I put that up on our
Yeah, go for
Twitter
it.
feed?
But
So
you
if you
gotta
want to
get-
see what he was talking about, I'll put it up there.
Yeah, but I got to give a plug out. That's Prairie Sky Outfitters, just outside of Rosetown, Saskatchewan. We go every fall, and
Where's
sometimes
Rosetown, like in relation, like Saskatoon,
By
Regina?
Saskatoon.
southwest,
Okay.
not far.
Yeah.
It's about a 4.5 hour drive from Edmonton through Wainwright, middle of nowhere. Like just, again, you talked about you're a proud Alberta boy. I'm a proud prairie boy. Like I love being out on the prairies in the fall. And just like that horizon to horizon sky, that just lights up in the dusk. Anyways,
So you're duck hunting?
yeah, well, bird. It's not just duck. Well, during the fall we can.
He's your hero, Jay.
Yeah.
take down.
Jay
anything.
has a phobia when it comes to birds.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
this.
Oh yeah,
Hates
it's funny.
birds.
Well, you should come with me.
Oh yeah, sure. Sounds like a great plan. Rather.
Tell him about the duck you had to take care of last year.
Well, there was I have just last night.
had to get
my
April
wife
to
and
do
I
it.
we're locking up the horses, and we go to Jeepers Creepers. That's a good haul.
We had a day where we hit the 200 club.
Wow.
Yeah. And this I'll show that picture. It's an old
Yes.
rusted out car with me and the boys and all of the
So yesterday.
Yesterday we're locking up the horses, and my wife's like, because we have chickens now. Yeah, chickens and ducks.
Yeah.
And
and do they make eggs? Like you're producing eggs?
well, we don't know yet. So here's the thing. You know how they like bring eggs to school for your kids, and they can hatch
Turkeys
chicks?
too? Those turkeys.
Near the end of the school year. Well,
pheasant.
Pheasant.
they need somewhere for those chicks to go. So
You guys
of
took
course we took them all.
Who decided on that one?
My daughter Faith and my wife April.
Oh, okay.
So now we have chickens, and we can't sex them yet. Like it's hard to know which is a rooster and which is a hen. And my wife, we went and checked on them last night. I was like, yeah, I haven't seen the ducks in a while. And last time I saw them, they were like this big. They're like full on chickens,
Yeah,
man.
they grow quick.
Yeah. And April's like, oh, here. And you should see the claws on these things.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't believe it. So April grabbed, and she's like, here. And I'm like, no, I don't want to touch that. She's like, touch its claws. And so I pet its claws. Gross. Just awful.
It's like prehistoric.
They're dinosaurs.
I know.
They're beautiful looking birds.
From afar.
I
No,
love.
even close up.
Well, but
They-
for
they're-
him, I'm just afraid.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's deathly afraid. Seriously.
They're too twitchy. They're too fast twitch for me. I just don't like that.
The mallards are hard to shoot. You want it like the geese are the a little bit bigger. You get the whites or the blues coming in.
Yeah,
and the
sure.
mallards are little fellas. They're tough.
And they're faster too, aren't
They
they?
are. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love looking at birds. I love watching them eat at the bird feeder. I love eating birds.
Yeah, a little duck confit,
A little duck confit.
right?
Yeah.
And I do not like being around them. Like if there was somehow a bird in this room, I would be incredibly uncomfortable, and I would not take my eye off.
What if
that.
it was?
I love that your
to
wife
you?
still just brought in birds. That is
Oh yeah, we pretty much have a bird sanctuary at our house now. I mean, if you have an animal that you think needs a new home, just call my wife. We'll take it.
Way to go, April.
Yeah, good job, April.
I'm fascinated to see if you do get eggs or something.
Yeah,
Oh, we will, but the problem is, so you can't have that many roosters. Like male birds don't get along with each other.
Shocking.
yeah. Well, they fight them.
They it's not good. So I think she's got to call the lady that these eggs came from, to the chicken lady, and maybe we can swap out a couple, send some roosters back to her and get some heads, because they will lay
Bird
eggs.
swap.
Yeah, oh yeah, full on bird swap. You've never heard of this?
No, this is the first.
There's a huge bird swap market.
Oh yeah, that
It's a special marketplace of Facebook
is
Marketplace.
the
just to-
underground. Yeah, it's only on the dark web.
Yeah, you can't find it. Meet me at the corner of Highway 21 and Range Road 250, and I'll get you hooked up. Okay. Yeah, so I hate birds. I hate birds.
But I say, listen, this would be a wonderful way for you to get over that phobia. Because I tell you what, the first time I went, and I've been doing this now for over 10 years, and it was a buddy of mine from high school that got me into it. And the first time I ever went on was a pheasant hunt down in Tabor, Brooks. And that's a lot of fun. I don't know if you boys have ever done that, but you send a bird dog into it. Like this specific hunt, they bring in a cage. They bring in like 25 pheasant, and they release them in a little bushed area within the fields. And you kind of half circle it, and they send a bird dog in, and the birds start popping up, and you kind of walk through it methodically, and as the birds pop up, you take them down. But what they don't tell you is that if you clip it and it's unable to fly and it's still alive, you have to then go and take care of this bird. And the way that they do that is,
Wring its neck.
wring its neck, and that the first time you ever do that, that's a challenging experience. The first time I ever did that, and you know, the warmth you could, so there's a way for you to get over that phobia, and I know the trick.
Yeah, no, we've my wife's done that at our house. And there's also a one-handed method that you can dislocate their neck too.
Yeah,
It's terrifying.
nah, you get used
Disgusting.
to it.
I'm full city boy.
Yeah.
Well, hey, listen,
I am city boy.
listen, I can tell you,
Yeah, I got a few birds you can come out and shit.
I'm happy
These
to.
will be easy.
Happy to. But if you've ever seen a commercial slaughterhouse, it's okay what we're doing. Like people need to eat, and to see it on a commercial scale is far more.
Traumatizing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
that.
So no, I don't feel bad for putting
Right.
food on my table this way. But
Well, that's like the hunting, if and I don't know hunters that just love to kill things.
No.
Hunters do it to fill their freezer, or like there's
They're harvesting.
harvest.
Still other
as
people's
I've learned.
freezers too.
yeah,
I can't do it. I'm not a hunter. I'll gladly eat meat.
oh yeah, we turn.
You want to bring some? I'll gladly. I'm just not a type of person that could go do it. So I respect those that
Well,
do.
we take like all of the fillets into Ben's on Stony Plain Road and make teriyaki goose jerky and sausage. We do duck and pork jalapeno cheddar sausages as well. So I turn the meat into useful product for the family and the boys.
I drafted pheasant. We had a bird draft last week. Yes, you heard me right.
Yeah, we did.
Can you explain this? a little further?
So we do EST drafts here, and it started back in the 1260 days.
It was
I think
during
it started
COVID,
during
so we needed
COVID.
to kill some time, so this just started doing drafts, where you just take
Okay.
a random topic and you draft them.
Okay.
So
We've continued this.
We've done Christmas draft,
SNL draft,
Movie
Saturday Night
props,
Live draft, movie props,
movie props.
vehicle draft.
vehicle. We did a draft of birds here last week. I got
Yeah.
hosed.
What'd you get?
Tommy's a crook.
Did you get hosed?
Did you
or
get a
did
woodpecker or
mail it
something?
in?
Well,
Which one was it?
I got hosed because of this process. I purposely threw my draft. But what I was saying was I got hosed.
How can you say I got hosed and then say I threw my draft?
It's one or the other,
Same
right?
breath? I don't even
No,
like,
it
how
was
does that
both,
work?
Taylor. It
I
was
see.
both.
I see.
I got hosed, but I also threw my draft.
Fake news.
Tom spoiled the draft.
I did not.
He did not.
Might have
You know what,
wrecked
I'm
the
gonna defend
integrity of
Tom
the
again on
draft.
that.
Thank you.
Tom followed the rules that were outlined.
Yep.
Well, that's true.
Outright. Before the draft, it was stated if anyone promotes their draft team, it's a 2% penalty.
That's right.
Tom is going to get relegated, so he has to screw it. I'm going to promote myself and take a 2% penalty.
That's what I
And he
did.
took it, and he didn't fall below the 18%. Tom followed the rules.
Thank you.
Winners find a way to win.
That's the same
right?
as like the luxury tax in baseball is technically cheating.
I'm the
But it's
Yankees.
not. You just pay your tax,
Yep.
and you get to go over your roster.
Quinn Phillips
Tom
is our
followed it.
commissioner,
Okay.
and she has been
Tom followed the rules to a T.
Yeah, who made
I
the
think
rules?
I think like Taylor
The
thought.
commish, who also at the same time then it penalized him when it wasn't the rules.
I played by her rules. I won.
He did.
I think
He
there was
100%
an outside
played by the
chance
rules.
that Taylor thought that like EST, wow, these guys are cool. This is a cool thing they got going on, and we
Yeah.
totally just blew it.
Yeah, definitely.
Now he's like, how soon? When is
Yeah, what time are we doing
How do I
here?
get in this
How do I get in the draft? Well, if you do,
Well, it sounds
we're-
like you guys did all the drafts, the cool ones already.
No, we're actually
there's
doing
always new ones coming
we're
up
doing
that
a
you
nerd slash
don't think
geek
of.
draft in September.
Yeah.
That's not a cool thing. It's actually the opposite.
Yeah, it's
Good
but it's
point.
purposely.
Excellent point.
That's a good point.
Literally.
How high does Reed Wilkins go in that draft?
There was
First overall.
there was back at the day where there was no winner, but there was a Seinfeld draft,
Ooh.
and they had to create up their own episode with it. And
I
they,
was
they
not
just
part of that
named
one.
all of them the winners. Like they didn't do a winner because like this is all great.
Did you
It was
hear
awesome.
Reed's idea for a Seinfeld like today?
No.
He drummed up this idea. So forgive me, Reed, if I'm giving this away, but he said in today's world, a great episode of Seinfeld would be Kramer bursts into Jerry's apartment and says, "Hey, I need your car." Jerry's like, you know how Jerry is, his open fridge. Okay, Kramer, I need it by 7:00. Yeah. Okay. And he goes off, and then Jerry's waiting, and it's like, hey, I gotta go. I got a comedy show downtown. So he's, orders an Uber. And then the Uber shows up, and then Jerry's like, "That's my car," and it's Kramer using his car to be an Uber driver. Like how, like that would work.
That
right?
would be a great
That would-
Seinfeld episode.
That would be so Seinfeld, but in today's day.
There's a lot of people that have written some good. You can find Seinfeld episodes.
This day and age. that'd
This
be
day
really
and
good.
age,
I like
right?
that. Yeah.
Think of like George would be like an OnlyFans model or something for like his,
His hands.
for his elbows,
His
like
hands,
the weirdest
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I got nice elbows. Like you could totally see.
Well,
him
wasn't
wearing
he
that.
a hand model briefly? Yeah.
Until he grabbed the iron.
That's right. Burned his hands.
He couldn't be a hand model anymore. His career was over. That was a puffy shirt.
That was Puffy shirt.
Puffy shirt episode.
That's right.
Do you have to do another liner so we can talk about the Elks game tonight?
Let's do it. Hangout Headlines brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club. Premier conditions, top-notch service, unmatched value. Book your tee time today by visiting theranchgolf.com. I have a bunch of tickets to give away for the Elks game tonight if you wish to go. I've got 2 4-pack of tickets to give away as well as a pair of tickets to give away. So we'll do the 4-pack of tickets right now. If you can go to the Elks game tonight and want to go to the Elks game tonight, don't just send this and be like, I'm not going to use the tickets. This is for people that actually want to use these tickets and will use these tickets. 2 4-packs for Elks, Argos later tonight. Just very simple. Who's the starting quarterback of the Edmonton Elks? 10-12, or not 10-12-60. 780-218-9999.
Wow.
780-218-9999. You'll go into a draw. 2 winners I'll select at the end of the show, and I'll get in touch. 4-pack of tickets to the Elks. If you want to go and can go, who's the starting quarterback of your Edmonton Elks? How's everyone feeling today
Good.
about these Elks?
Good. Boys are going to win. Guaranteed. I guarantee a victory right now.
Whoa,
Taylor Inglis
I'm
on the
that.
record.
I'm on that on record. I
like-
agree.
I'm liking what's happening. I don't like if I'm looking at the Argos and they're for the second
That's a
time.
gong show, too, in
What
that
he's
locker
calling
room.
them out says we don't have any dogs and our guys are pretenders. They won the last time that Dinwiddie did that. He did that in week 3. They bounced back and they won their next game, but they lost to Saskatchewan in that game. Then they go back and they beat Ottawa. This is a little bit different. Like I don't know how many times you can go to the well with calling your guys dogs and he's saying that they're pretenders and
That's
expect.
a tough thing to
Yeah.
repeat to your team.
Yeah.
For sure. And listen, I know Ryan. Ryan's a good guy.
It's a good coach
Good,
too.
Great coach.
Yeah.
I've done some really good things out there, but you're right. I'm not sure you can take that back to the well go back to the well with that too many times because you're going to start lose in the locker room. Right.
Right.
You keep putting people down like that, guys get pissed off. And you respond a couple times, but you can't keep saying that.
Yeah.
Right. As a player, you get fired up.
I'll just go as far, if the Elks want a playoffs, they have to win today. It's just that simple. There's no excuses.
Yeah. But I think they do. Honestly, they're on a 1 game heater. They're playing at home. Toronto's been up and down.
They have a chance to go on a 3 game heater going into Labor Day.
I agree.
They should beat Toronto and they should beat Ottawa.
Okay.
And now you're 4-6.
Isn't that what I said to you, Jay?
Yeah.
The last game, I'm watching the game. I texted Jay after. I was like, first of all, they atoned. Your boy atoned for that drop pass Kion against Hamilton in the end there. And he came back and he helped us win the game. So that's big. You get Toronto, you get Montreal. You can win both of those. Then you go 4-6 into Calgary, and you should split. But you might be able to pull out 2. You might also
lose 2.
Yeah.
But at the very least, like if you're going into Labor Day 4-6, and we're talking about, okay, go take a game at least in this.
Yeah.
It changes the whole conversation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But you have to take care of business of Toronto.
They have to. Yes, you have to beat Toronto. You have to beat Montreal.
Yeah, they beat Montreal.
They beat Montreal.
They beat Montreal. Yeah, they're playing Ottawa. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, by the way, what a game last night.
Oh, I just wish they could have
Finished that off.
That would have been
Ottawa
a great
He got
loss.
the ball back too. That's wild.
What were they down? 20-3?
27-10.
10.
There was 3
Yeah,
scores.
they're down by 17.
They kicked a field goal, and they got a touchdown, and then the missed field goal for a touchdown.
Pimpleton.
And then it was the interception. They got the ball back, and they just need to get in field goal range, and they would have finished off Winnipeg, and couldn't get it done. But yeah, no, this is a game for the Elks. It's just like,
That was a funny thing you said. Look at us,
that's why I
boys.
switched. That's why I did switch it. I said something else after that.
Pardon me, Matthew.
So
Royce Metchay's
you
back.
want to do what?
What do you want to do, man?
I didn't say me. I said them. Royce Metchay's back.
I just think right now it doesn't matter who the Elks play. I honestly think that this team is on a different
I
trajectory.
think it does matter in terms of if you're taking on Calgary, that say this weekend you lose, there's an understanding of why you lost. You played a good team. If you lose to Toronto or Ottawa, it's not acceptable.
Right.
That's what I'm going with.
But I'm just saying, I think they could beat any team in the CFL right now. The way that Cody is playing. Honestly,
they had one good offensive drive at the end of last week, and that's why they won.
But that's the thing. They found a way to win.
Right.
Like up
But
till now,
if
they found
played
ways
the way they did
to
last
lose.
week against a lot of other teams in the Canadian Football League. They're not winning that football game.
They played pretty well offensively.
How about defense?
Defensively, they held them to 15 points.
Last week, they played well offensively.
I thought they took what
they had one drive. The other touchdown they got the ball inside the 10.
I thought they took advantage of what was given to them, which I guess I think this is a little bit of a, I guess the path is now more defined for Jordan McSimic in my mind, because he was taking advantage of what Montreal was giving him. In earlier games, he's tried to stick to a game plan that might not be working. He adjusted very well, and I hadn't seen that.
By not running at all.
Didn't attempt to run in the second
used
half.
Rankin
I know.
He got him the ball, though.
Yes,
without
he
him
did.
running the ball.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought that was hats off. Kudos to Jordan McSimic.
Why did they not run the ball?
Because they couldn't.
They couldn't.
Every time you get the ball, it was going to be 0 yards.
Okay, so why is that? Is Montreal's defense that good, or is
They had a good defense early in the year.
We had David Beard on our show, the center for the Elks. He said that was clearly Montreal's game plan, was to shut down their run.
well after the Hamilton game when the boys ran the ball well and opened up the pass, and makes sense from a strategic standpoint for Montreal defensively to do that.
I mean, it still is pretty sad that you had Justin Rankin and Javon Leake only attempted to rush the ball 6 times
That's terrible.
for 0 yards.
That's terrible. Yeah, you need a rushing game.
I mean, that's and the longest was 3.
Yeah, that was Rankin. And then Fajardo, 14 yards when you had to scramble. That was it.
So yes, that's concerning. But the O-line and the blocking scheme, and I won't just include the O-line, I'll include the receivers in this too, needs to be better. Their downfield blocking has been piss poor. It's just
And that's just effort.
that's
That's just give a shit.
yeah,
Right? Like, if
it
you're- if-
is.
It's not hard to run
No.
downfield and put your body in front of somebody
It
else's.
feels like the opponents, the secondary, specifically halfbacks that are beating them to the chase, are beating them to the off tackle where that should be a simple down block for a slot back. They're beating them there.
Yeah.
Like it's just effort and give a damn. Like so, if they that's why I said like I feel like this team is capable. I mean, look what they did with Hamilton, right? They went toe to toe with what's to be considered probably one of the top 2 teams in the league in Hamilton. Should have won that game.
Defensively looked strong too against
Defensively,
Levi.
they've looked stronger and stronger and stronger.
Stronger, yeah.
And now they get Metier back. Jacob Plamondon's back. I can never pronounce his name.
I don't.
That guy, Clements. He's
Tenga
back.
or something.
Muaga.
Yeah, but I think first name
Clements.
is Tenga or something.
They got Plamondon and Clements back. Now those are depth players. Plamondon's a backup fullback. But you know this as well as anybody, Taylor, is that those guys are core special teamers.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And they
run the field.
Those are valuable people to have back on the line.
You
right?
absolutely need them, yeah.
Because that's one thing that they have been susceptible to is giving up return yards.
Yeah. And you start with a terrible field position, and that makes a huge difference in a game. If you can have your teams firing on all cylinders and control the field position in a game through that, huge impact. You're right. So having those guys, that's like having Matty Bertrand on the field. We were better when Matty was on the field. No questions asked.
Which will hurt the Elks that Cody Grace is on the 6th game.
Yeah, Vincent Blanchard, their kicker, who's been doing a pretty good job, is now punting as well.
Yeah.
That's huge shoes to fill. Like Jake Julian goes to the Bucks. You replace him by getting a good global kicker in Cody Grace. That's big shoes to fill. Like those are 2 of the best punters we've seen in a while in the Canadian Football League. So field position perspective.
So can he actually punt?
Well, we saw
That's
it
a
against
great question.
Montreal.
TBD, bro.
TBD.
He filled in last week. What did he do? He had 3 punts for they averaged 42 yards. Cody Grace had 6 punts, averaging 48.7. So not too bad.
6 yards.
Was he stroking it, Matt?
You tell me.
I'll give that a round of applause. It was very well played. Nice. Very smooth.
So that's what
So that's something that will have to be like that's a loss for the Elks.
Toronto's
which is weird.
defense is
People
bad.
don't talk enough about punting, I feel sometimes.
No, I agree. It's key.
It's that field position is so important.
Well, and you don't. It's just like the snapper. You don't notice it until they shank a punt.
Yeah.
And
or snap one over somebody's head.
oh, that's the worst.
And then it's like, who's the long snapper?
There was a Monday Night Football game where the Raiders lost their long snapper years ago, and they couldn't do anything after that. And that was the first time I was like, wow, like that isn't just something like anyone could just slot in and do.
No.
Hamilton lost, was it Gordon White mid-game?
Yeah.
And they couldn't punt.
They just went for it on 3rd down for the rest of the game.
And it worked.
And it was effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Bob actually punted. He had his first punt of
the
his
quick
career.
punter.
Yeah, I was like, hey, big game for you.
Hey, I'm curious, fellas. The concept or the idea of not actually kicking on 3rd
I love it.
or 4th
Do it.
down. Like you hear these schools, the high schools in the US that
Don't.
they go for it on 4th down every time. And statistically, they're more effective. They have higher offensive output, lower turnovers, or whatever the case may be. What would you think about that?
But think of how much it changes if you come into it as an offensive coordinator and know that that's your game plan.
I have 3
Think of
downs
how that
every-
changes your playbook and your offensive play calling.
Well, that's how I played Madden.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think most people do play
won the
Madden the
Super Bowl.
same.
It's I feel like if you're 5 yards or less, you might as well sometimes.
Yeah, depending on field position, but anything outside of your own 40, go for it.
Sure. Especially if you have a good defense and you can count on them.
Yeah,
I hate kicking a field goal when you're inside the 10.
I hate that.
It's just like
Coach,
if you don't get it, they have to drive the field position. You're in a great spot. I would rather just try to pin the team deep if I don't get the touchdown, than kick my 3 points and this like little chip shot. I just feel like it's almost like a waste of a drive.
I hear you, but I tell you, and as a player and as an athlete, let's go, right? Every time. As a coach and as somebody who sits back and looks at it analytically and looks at the statistics behind it, you take those points every time. And if you're a coach and you don't, you're fired.
Yeah.
Period. End of story. That's why.
Well, isn't the saying take the points every time?
Every time.
That's John Harbaugh fights against that, and that's why he's my coach.
Oh, let's see. Dan
Campbell,
yeah.
Lions. He does it a lot.
Yeah. Thank you. And I was watching that quarterback show on Netflix.
I love it.
With Jared Goff, and they talk about that a little bit. And it does change the game, right? If you
it changes the psyche of the team.
100%.
Now you're a bunch of renegades.
Now you're dogs.
I think that mess with defense too. Like you're going out there, you need 3 stops, and it's punt. But now we got to get another stop.
Well, that's the worst thing you see is a player on the defense after they make it like 3rd and 1, and they're like, yeah, 4th down. And it's like, dude, they're going for
We're
it.
coming, guy.
Yeah. It ain't over yet. Yeah. Don't celebrate because you're just about to get pummeled up the middle.
I think there's some psyche, like a
Absolutely
little bit,
there is.
where you're like, damn, I got to do this again. Can't you? Aren't you? You guys know you're supposed to punt, right?
Yeah. Give me a break.
Like, God damn, I'm done here. I've got 3 and out. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know, but I think it could definitely change the dynamics of a game, particularly in the CFL where you got this huge field, right?
Yeah.
I'm surprised though we haven't seen more. Mike Tomlin did this for a little bit, but both NFL and CFL with the longer extra point, that we don't see more teams just go for 2. Give it a shot and try to get those 2 points. I'm surprised we actually don't see that more often.
Well,
until it's necessary to go for the 2.
What is the percentage of conversions that get hit from that longer distance?
It went down, definitely.
It is down.
Yeah.
But it's still a high percentage.
Pretty high.
Like
It's
I would,
almost
if I had to
automatic.
guess, I'd say it's probably like 95%.
So
Before it was 100.
You take the points. You follow your statistics. The numbers. Listen, numbers are pure. Numbers don't lie. They don't have an opinion. They're not biased. They are what they are. That's why stats are so awesome.
The numbers also say for every 2-point conversions you go for, you should make at least 1.
Okay.
So if you get 2 touchdowns, you go for 2-point conversion both times. You should make 1, which balances out. If you make both, you're ahead.
Okay, but yeah, fair. But then you'd have to look at that. How many times a game are you doing that, right? Because maybe you only have 1 a game, or maybe you have 3 a game, and so
Absolutely.
you're 1 for 3, or you're 0 for 1.
Yeah,
right. And so that'll have an impact.
But that's
as well.
what the numbers do say, that if you should get 1 of every 2. That if
Interesting.
you go for it twice in a game, you should get at least 1 of them. Is what the numbers
Well,
say.
and I think you see that when teams are going for the 2 points when they're either up by 1, and so they need to get to 3, so that that's either a tie game with a field goal, or they're trying to get they need 8 points. Like if they're up by 7 or if they're up by 6, you get those 2 points and you get the 8, right? So, it's interesting. Like you got a good point. You really do. And I just think there's nuance and situational awareness that comes into the conversation.
And I get just also what coaches went through, as you've already said. It's if it doesn't work,
you're
getting ripped.
You're
and
on
it's
the
now
outs.
you're
Why'd
on
you
the
do
outs.
that, coach?
Well, 04, Tom Higgins went for a fake a punt.
Yeah.
Didn't get it, and that's part of the reason he got fired at the end of the 04 season.
Well, Danny Machocha thanks him.
Yes.
And it's interesting because the guys on their 05 roster, they knew what they had, and they knew that
500 wasn't good enough.
Well, they also knew that like Tom had put this together.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
And when they obviously Tom went to Calgary. It was an interesting overlap there because there was a lot of guys that were loyal there. Right. Like he built this roster. This championship's technically his.
Yeah.
This was an interesting conversation.
But that wasn't lost on anyone back then. I remember being like, oh, Machocha just took over Tom Higgins' team and basically guided them to a championship
Barely.
like we expected them to.
Barely.
Well, yeah.
Like 11-7 that season.
Yeah.
Went 3 for 3 of playoff road wins.
Survived
If
the
you
West
won that
final.
last game of the season, you guys would have finished first. If you tied, it would finish second. If you lost, you would have finished third, and you got destroyed.
Yeah.
And you finished third, and you had to go back to Calgary the next week. But you guys got it done.
Yes. I'm impressed by
Calgary.
your recollection.
This would have been
That was one of my that was my favorite team ever. And that was one of my favorite defenses ever. I think the 15 Elks or Eskimos defense is the only defense I think was better than the 05 defense.
You think so?
That was such a special defense.
How old were you in 2005?
14.
So this is like peak.
I was early
Matthew
2000s.
Iwanyk.
This is me. That's the
Eskimos,
team
like-
getting me into this, into football and stuff. And I was at every one of those games as I could be.
So awesome.
So those were.
Do you want
love
his?
those teams.
Do you want his autograph?
I don't have anything to get signed right now.
I used to have
Are we
boxes
doing
of
this wall?
player cards.
No, we're gonna get the wall back.
The
and
wall
it's gonna
back?
go here, and it's gonna go in the other room.
We have like a
gonna be
helmet,
split.
Eskimo's helmet back there.
Huff, Bruce has got it. I got to message him one day to figure out when to do it. But yeah, I'll go and split between that wall and this wall.
Cool.
People could sign this one. It won't show up on this one as well.
I'll come back for it when you guys get the wall. When you get the
Oh,
wall
we'll
ready.
have you in. This has been too good.
Yeah.
We'll have to get you in, and I don't know. I maybe like Cash or Hecht.
Cash money.
Maybe you and Kale.
Kale actually just called me when I was sitting here. I wonder if he heard us talking about him.
Yeah, probably his ears were buzzing. Yeah, something's going on. Somebody's talking about me.
A couple quick things I got to get to. One, I got the pair of tickets. I've got winners. I'll get in touch with them after for the 4-pack of tickets. If you want a pair of tickets, if you and someone else want to go to the game tonight, just text in Pick Me 780-218-9999. Play Alberta over under for Play Alberta. Download the app. Visit them playalberta.ca. Jay and Matt's big play of the game is up right now. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head because we sent that in yesterday. Reminder, Green and Gold kickoff show. Jay and I will be back at 6 o'clock setting you up for Elks and Argos.
So it's Elks over 28 points. Elks minus 2.5. Fajardo over 275.
Yeah, Elks to win by 3 plus 28 plus points. Fajardo 270 plus passing yards. That's plus 237.
I'd sprinkle something on that.
I would, yeah.
Little something.
How much do you want?
If I set the over-under today at 5.5 points that the Elks win by, you guys gonna take the over?
Oh, that's an interesting one. I'd still take the over.
Yeah.
I'd take the over.
I think. See, here's the thing. I think they have an opportunity here to go out and pound someone. Like just this game's over
Win
by half.
outright.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like
Interesting.
this game is 24-7 at half. Now, if that happens, the question is can they sustain that? Can they put the pedal down even further and just launch this game? This could be a real stepping off point because their wins have been close.
Yep.
Their wins have been dramatic. I mean, Ottawa, they let them back in the game.
They let them back.
Yeah.
This should have been a dominating victory.
Yeah, I would take the over on that. Over 5
Agreed.
points.
And I'm with you, Jay. I think the momentum is building. I think Fajardo's really coming into his own. He's throwing very, very well. Defensively, we're playing better. I don't want to go over the statistics like we did a few weeks back, but
It was fun though.
There's only one team worse defensively than Edmonton.
Who's that?
Toronto.
Are they?
So take the
They're-
under tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, they're poor on defense. Edmonton's gotten better. Edmonton was the worst in the league for
Yes,
Toronto's
a
up
number of
22-1
seasons.
last week and blew it.
Damn.
Yep. And that, I think if Edmonton wins running away like that too, that could break the Argos, which is crazy to say.
Well, you know what? I don't want to worry about breaking the Argos. I just want to get on a heater.
You want to get
on
a
a
nice
win
third
streak.
win and 2 straight.
I do. I want to beat Montreal next week, or Ottawa next week, and then I want to split with Calgary, and I want to be 5-7 going into the stretch, the home stretch, with some momentum and some confidence and some swag.
Yes.
Right? Like that.
Moxie.
We need that. We need, like, you talk about dogs. I love that. I love it when the boys up front get all fired up and you get the dogs and they're out there growling and drooling around and biting everything. Like, we need that. I want that energy. That's that Jay Moss fire.
Yeah, well, that's a good point.
This was the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada Storage Experts. Taylor, thanks for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having
This
me,
was
boys.
a fun hangout.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys.
Stories. Awesome. This was fantastic. Lock Shop coming up next. Myself and Huss. Oil Stream, Tommy and Reed. EST Afternoons, myself and Benny. Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. I'll take you to 6 o'clock, and then Green and Gold kickoff post-game shows tonight as we'll get you set and recap Elks and Argos here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. On behalf of Taylor, Jay, Tommy, Matt, thanks for tuning into the Hangout. Lock Shop in just a few minutes. Don't
Thanks,
go
guys.
Let's go.
There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here, joining us today.